Hello? Oh my god, I'm sorry I'm late. I got, a bit, sidetracked. Hi. Hello. We don't like Overwatch here. Who plays Overwatch these days? Who plays Overwatch these days? Who does that? Who does that? Hi, happy January 5th. Happy Thursday. What's everyone been up to this lovely Thursday? Oh, my guitar disappeared. My guitar disappeared. Don't worry about that. Guitar watch. Yeah, exactly. Over guitar. Literally over guitar. How's everyone's, It's okay to be late. Yeah, I was like just setting everything up just to make sure everything sounded okay, I guess. I don't have my audio interface set up, so the actual guitar sounds are gonna just be straight from like physically in my room, so sorry about that. I'm chilling. Alright. We love to hear that. Finding a good guitar image. No, that's not it actually. So I'm late because I had to make the new thumbnail. I didn't want it to be the Overwatch thumbnail. I did like that thumbnail though, but I changed the thumbnail and that was the main thing. And the guitar in the thumbnail is technically the same thing, but it's not. I don't know why my model is like wigging out today. I'm sorry. Might be a little dark in my room. But it's not the same guitar. I mean, it is, but the colors are a little different. And this PNG is just like, I just googled free VTuber guitar asset and this came up first thing, so. My wire setup is so bad, I'm sorry. You guys are gonna hate me. Give me a sec. My model's freaking out. I think it's my wires, they're like all getting in the way. Give me a second. You're gonna hear me fiddling around. But yeah, you guys should tell me about your days. You guys had anything fun going on? There we go. All fixed. Hopefully all fixed. God, my model's freaking out today. What is going on? It's not Photoshop, but I did just do a quick, like, asset management. Whoa! Is my model okay? Oh my god. Jeez. What is going on today, VTube Studio? What is up? Okay, I think it calmed down a bit. Sorry, that's really weird. How's life? How's... Doing well? Alright, everyone's doing good. Everyone's chilling. Should probably lower the background music. I don't want it to be dead silent either, though, is the thing. You can lower this, maybe? Can you hear that? But, like, quietly? That was my actual guitar, but... You're gonna be doing the weird horror glitch head movement. Yeah, just like in those, like, FNAF main menu, like, screens. Bro, my, like, wires are just going crazy. And my model's going crazy, too. What a weird day to be streaming. I don't know why it's doing that. My guitar's not, like, in my face, either. My head's, like, snapping around. What's going on? Oh, my lord. You see that? That's so weird. Maybe my lighting isn't good. Is that okay? Oh my god. It's still like, what is that? But you can hear the music fine, but not like, is it loud? I'm gonna turn the light on. This lighting is probably the one that's making me glitch out. Actually, maybe I'll just restart my VTube studio. You guys can keep talking though. I'll be right there. I just feel like my VTube studio is freaking out for some reason. Bit too quiet, but once you feel it, yeah. I want it to be quiet for now. Like quiet, but you can hear it. VTube's, but like it's not even showing up is the thing. Like my actual guitar. Move my bento out the way. But like my guitar doesn't seem to be recognized as a face, as far as I'm aware. So I have no idea why it's acting like that. I could not tell you at all. Let me try to fix this lighting. Hopefully that'll help. And my wires. I can volume up. No, it's okay. I mean, I'm gonna play the guitar and I don't want the music to get in the way of that. So it's gonna be quiet for now. I want it to be quiet. I think my voice sounds fine, but dude, I have such horrible cable management. You guys would hate me for it. Like, for the people that really like cable management, that's not me. I don't do that. Alright, I changed the lighting a bit. So maybe that'll be a little better. I hope. Sorry about that. Okay, this time, YouTube Studio won't freak out on me, I think. But yeah, I want the music to be quiet because I'm going to be playing guitar. So I don't want it to be too loud. But at the same time, I don't want like the moments where I'm not playing to be dead silent. So as long as it's like perfect enough that you can hear it, but just faintly, that's exactly what I'm going for. Alright, let's see if this will actually work this time. The cable management in my PC is fine, but outside the PC is where everything falls apart. Truly. Okay. This time. Okay. I think this should be fine. This should be okay. I'm still like kind of scared that my model is gonna glitch out like crazy. No idea what happened today with the model. We're gonna have such a scuffed gorilla stream today. But we're just chilling today. That's the goal. Okay. Dude. V2 Studio gives me so many like pop-ups every 2 seconds. Here. Okay, sweet. I think we got it, boys. I think we fixed the issue. ... Hello? Streamlabs? Okay. Hi. Weird stuff going on today, huh? Weird stream. How bad could your cables... Right now, I've got the, like, guitar plugged in, and then I have my phone plugged in, and then I've got my headset plugged in, and then I just have a bunch of wires that... Oh my god, my model's still freaking out. But I have... Bro, my model's wigging out today. If this was Twitch, this would just be a just chillin' stream. Exactly. But I've got some cables that are plugged in that aren't connected to anything. Cause I have them attached, like, I use my drawing tablet, and sometimes I connect, like, my Switch, or maybe my, I forget what it's called. My drawing tablet, my Switch, or there's something else that I plug into my computer sometimes. But I just leave them unplugged. So they're connected to my computer now, but since I don't want to get the cables every single time, I just, like... It's really embarrassing, but I just kinda... I just leave them there so I can plug it in later. I still don't know why my, YouTube Studio is still wigging out. We're gonna have a weird model. Why is it doing that? It's like making my head shake around and like glitch. That's never happened to me before. Can it chill out? What is it? Why is it doing that? Hold up. I'm trying to see why it's... Is there something on my camera? Bro. I don't know. I'm just gonna unplug it and try again. Ugh. Let me try again. Good? Maybe? Maybe the connection was weird? Okay. It's chilling out now. It's still a little weird. Since I don't got a guitar, I have a USB splitter, so this stuff is all on there on the side of it plugged in. Yeah, I don't have a USB oh, it's still freaking out. Sorry, we're just gonna have to deal with it glitching out and freaking out like that or something. But my cable management right now... Oh my lord, model, relax! I have the lights, like, all on. Like... Hello? It's never been like this before. That's so... Maybe it's my glasses? Maybe it's, like, recognizing my glasses as something else? No clue. But I wear glasses, like, every stream to read chat. Maybe if I move in my chair? I guess that's better. Dude. Is it my mic, maybe? Maybe my mic's being in my face is, like, freaking it out. Dude. That's super weird. Oh, I forgot to tweet that I was live. There we go. Tweet that. Typing ASMR. There we go. Ugh. Are the lights on your face or behind you? They're in front of me. They're like kind of like diagonal, like kind of towards my side, but basically in front of me. I've got lights like all around me, so I don't know what's going on. Like my lighting hasn't changed. I normally stream in this lighting. I don't know why it's like making my head whip around like that. That's so weird. I'm so sorry, guys. It could just be my glasses, but I don't think... I didn't change anything at all. Whatever. We'll just have to deal with it. Has anyone in chat played the guitar before? Play any instruments? I hope you guys say no. I hope you guys don't know how to play the guitar, because I'm still really, really new. Do you usually stream with your glasses on? Yeah. Because, I have astigmatism, so I can, like, see things in, like, games really well, or, like, just art and stuff on my computer really well. But when it comes to, like, text, I get, like, slight double vision. So reading chat and stuff is a little bit difficult, so I always wear my glasses when I stream. And generally speaking, like, a lot of games that I play also have text. So I like to have my glasses on so I can read the text a little better. You've played piano for 13 years. No pressure, okay. What style of guitar are you learning? So I have an electric guitar. It's a Fender Squier Stratocaster. I don't have an acoustic guitar. I mean, like, it's still the same, like, way to learn. So if I had an acoustic guitar, I would still be learning the exact same things, just on a different guitar. It's not like a bass that has like different strings, or a ukulele that's got different strings and is tiny, you know? But I really don't like, I can't even play a song. Like, that's not like, I can strum and I can do chords, and like that's about it. And I just tend to practice alone, and then once a week my friend teaches me. But maybe in like a, oh, my model glitching out is freaking me out. Maybe there's a ghost behind me. But generally speaking, I don't like have a style or like a specific like goal in mind, other than to get better and like be able to play songs and stuff. That's basically all you do. Do what? Play the guitar? All I do lately is play the guitar, stream, and play Terraria. That's my like my daily / weekly schedule. I sleep, I wake up, I eat, I stream, maybe play guitar, maybe play Terraria. Like, 1,000 fingers. I'm learning with a pick, but I lost my picks, so I'm borrowing my friend's picks when I go to learn. And I'm actually like in the process of getting new picks, because I had an older like guitar case. It wasn't even a case, it was more like a guitar bag, and it was super flimsy. It was literally just like one layer of fabric with a zipper on it, and I would put my guitar in there. And I remember putting my picks in like the back pocket of them, and I got rid of the bag with the picks in it and got a better bag instead. So now I don't have picks at home. I bet you sleep with the guitar too. Yeah, definitely. Strum and play chords. Yeah, but like I can only play like a chord at a time. So like, let me get my chord. What is my model doing? I'm sorry, guys. I'm FNAF Springtrap right now. So maybe I can get this image and put it on stream. I'll save it. But maybe I can teach you a thing or two. I'm no teacher and I'm not good, but here, let me save this image and put it on stream. I was trying to learn guitar in 2016, years ago. Yeah, I got my guitar like right before COVID hit. And I was gonna get lessons, and then COVID happened, and then... Sorry, I said the word. I'm not allowed to say it on YouTube. You didn't hear me. The C word. The C word happened. The C word happened, and... Guitar on a body pillow when? Maybe one day. But... I was gonna learn, and then the C word happened. And then I couldn't learn. And at the time, my friend didn't really know how to teach. But he teaches now, so... I pay him like $20 a day. I'm gonna get banned for saying the C word. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Oh god. Okay. Let me get this image in. So let's see. Media file? No, image. Can you guys hear that? Like when I play? Or is it really quiet? Dude, nothing has changed about my setup, so I don't know why my model's wigging out like this. Maybe I'll restart my computer tonight and see if that fixes anything. Though I did restart it recently, but I don't know. So here are chord diagrams. Time to report you to Bond. No! I mean, I don't think Bond's gonna get mad at me, if anything. I think YouTube's gonna get mad at me, that's for sure. It's quiet? Is that better? Because that was just like me like fiddling around. Like if I actually played it, would you hear it? Yeah, or is that quiet too? How is that? It's faint? Okay. Maybe we can... Because I need to set up my audio interface, but I'm gonna take it with me to Canada, so... I don't want to like set it up and then unset it up just to take it with me to Canada. It's not that bad. So you can like hear it, right? I'll raise the volume a bit, but I don't want it to be too loud to the point where my neighbors get mad at me. Give me a sec. My model's gonna disappear again. Oh god, okay. Maybe this? Let's try that. If that's too loud, I'll turn it down. Better? Dude, my model needs to, like, relax for 2 seconds. Is it recognizing, like, something behind me? Or, like, in front of me? Is my cat behind me? Like, I don't know what's going on. Because I want the background music to be faint. I don't want it to be dead silent. I'll leave the chord diagrams here. And then move it to the back. There we go. Ooh, a ghost! There's a ghost behind me! Ooh. The ghost is interested in guitar too. But yeah, right now I'm playing with my fingers and my fingers only because I lost my picks and I threw them away. But I'm gonna just get some new picks, so hopefully the next time I stream this I'll actually have picks. I can hear the background music slightly, so I guess that's good. Yeah, I don't want the background music to be loud, so I'll maybe lower it a bit. Like, as long as you can hear it, but not to the point where it covers up my guitar. So... Oh god, why does it do that when I strum? Do you hear that? Is it louder than the music? I've never streamed guitar before. So... Every time I strum, it like goes crazy. Is VTube Studio made for sound? Is there something I'm missing? I guess I don't know what's going on. You hear? Okay, we've got... That's a little quiet. I'm playing a little quiet, and then when I play it, like... That's good? Sounds like a guitar? Yep, that's... It should sound like a guitar. I'd be surprised if it sounded like anything else. I'm gonna order my picks as we speak. Nice. I'm so glad that none of you know how to play guitar, so I don't feel any pressure at all. Dude, even when I type my model wigs out, what is going on? Bruh. Maybe I'll bring my amp closer to me, like out from under my desk. VTube Studio acting up today. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think there's a ghost in my house or something. It's never done this before, and my setup is exactly the same. I always wear glasses. I always got my mic near my face. Sometimes even with worse lighting, it doesn't do this. A piano is technically a stringed instrument, so I know how to play a guitar, in air quotes. Well... well... Also, when I type, it freaks out. That's really weird. I'm not moving my face in a weird way either. Like, I'm basically completely still. Weird as hell. Hi. Oh, hello, Migo. Welcome. Nice to see you. I'm getting my picks. My model needs to chill. It's never done this before. Weird, 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 super weird. It's not like lag or anything, it's just like glitching out. Is the sound good? I think we got the sound at a good place, right? Is it still faint? Can y'all hear that? I'm trying to get the audio to sound good, but I can't, like, I don't have a playback option on. I guess we live with the hard wiggle. Yeah, we're gonna have the weird, like, weird little wiggles. Sorry, glitch power is going kind of crazy today. It happens. No worries, man. Hopefully, tomorrow. I think tomorrow I've got a Persona stream. I hope it's fine by then. I'll freak out if it's not. Alright, nice. All heard. All good. Okay, got some new picks. I don't know when they're gonna get here. I mean, I'm gonna go pick them up. But, you know. Here. Complete the order. We'll send you a ready for pickup email. We love to hear that. We love to hear that. Alright. Well, hopefully I'll get picked soon. Anyway, I'm gonna practice chords. Because that's all I can really do. Model freaking out, and that's also fine, I guess. 1, 2, 3. I think this is right. I need my model to chill out. It's like so distracting. I can't focus. I don't want to turn it off either, though, is the thing. Ugh. Can't get my hands right. Oops. I keep muting strings too. Discords, hahaha. I am having quite a bit of a Discord moment. Discord. I'm howling at the moon and sleeping in the middle of a summer afternoon. I wish I could play that. I wish I could play anything, honestly. I thought you were traveling tomorrow? No, I'm not traveling tomorrow. I'm going out tomorrow, but I'm not traveling tomorrow. I leave on Sunday. Hey. We love an A moment. You can play it, yeah. Vaguely, but I can't play like songs yet. I can strum with a chord, but I can't change chords yet. I'm still learning how to do that. So, down, down, up, up, down, up, down. Stuff like that. I can do that. That's like the bare minimum. Like, anyone could probably do that if they knew a chord. It's really just like putting your fingers on the frets and then just making noises and pretending that it's music. cheat code. Guitar is very like, I feel like there's such a big skill jump, you know? You learn the chords. Playing chords are easy, just press the C, E, and G key. Yeah, I played the piano a little bit. Like, I didn't have lessons or anything. We just have a piano in our house. And we had this, like, little kid's book. And I remember as a little kid, I would only play Christmas carols from the book. Like, I refused to play any other song in the book. Like, even if it was the middle of July, I only played, like, I forgot the name of the song. It's not one of the, like, huge Christmas carols. But there's this one Christmas carol that I played on repeat, and I only played it on black keys. And then I think I played another one with both white and black, but I really loved the one that I could play with only the black keys. I played Jingle Bells with white and black, and then there was another one, I don't remember. But I would invite my aunt over, and I would play it on the black keys. I was so proud of myself. It was like only the black keys too. Like, I don't know why I was so proud of myself. I would like have. I remember one Christmas, my aunt was here, and I think my uncle was also here. I was like, "You have to listen to this. You have to listen to this. Like, you have to listen to me play." And I played a Christmas carol on black keys only. You must be great at Halloween. I actually really love Halloween, but like, are there any like Halloween like songs or like anthems? Like, I know of songs for Halloween, but when someone says like sing a Halloween song, I think you get like This Is Halloween and then like Spooky Scary Skeletons and nothing else. The black keys are the hardest ones to play. Is that true? I don't think that's true. I honestly don't think that's true. Like, I had one hand. I played a Christmas carol with one hand with black keys. Like, it wasn't anything special. Like, I don't think it was harder to play with both. The black keys were definitely, like, easier. The book taught you the black keys first, too, so I don't know. Halloween Town Song? What is that? They're smaller. Is that the only reason why? Is it harder for you because they're smaller? Laika, what do you think? Laika, you played it for years. What's your input on this? Do you agree, or are you gonna prove the other people wrong? You're like the only one that I know that in chat that's like played. So, what's your opinion on black keys? They are smaller, but like it's not hard. Yeah, right. Like it's not hard. Would you say they're harder than white keys? Because I learned black keys first. I learned black keys first, but I didn't like... I learned black keys first. Am I not pressing that right? Hold up. That does not sound right. Bro, I'm struggling with this. How are you tweaking? Yeah, I am. If I had to press a black key or a white key, which would be easier to press? No, but like, that's so simple. That is so simple. Like, that's a different thing. It's one thing to play something, and another thing to just press them. That's just like saying, oh, big red button easier to press than small blue button. Like, that is such like a monkey mindset. Like, that's literally such a monkey mindset. I'm saying it's easier to play songs on just the black keys only. Like, I'm not saying that the black keys were easier to press. That's not the conversation I'm having. Like, they're smaller, yes. But I'm not saying, oh, big key easy. Ook, press key, you know? I'm saying it's easier to play simple songs with simple keys on black keys. Because black keys are grouped up into 2 and 3, whereas there's a million, like... not a million, that's obviously, like, an exaggeration, but a bunch of, like, white keys in comparison. So it's like, obviously the black keys are smaller, but that doesn't mean that it's harder to play on them. If you're doing both at once, probably, you might miss the black key and hit the white key or something, but I was literally only playing on the black keys. It's like those little, like, children's toys that don't even have the black keys. They're just, like, little keys. It was just like that. So the conversation that, like, we're having is completely different. Like, what you're saying is white key big, easy press. Black key small, harder press. But I'm saying black key, easy play. Black and white together, hard play. I'd say it'd just be slightly hard to only play with black keys since there are... Yeah, there's no variation with them, but I played simple songs with them. Monkey learn Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in Big Song Box. Literally. Like, you're my saving grace because you actually understand instruments. I would have gone insane explaining this any other way. Also, the song that I played on the black keys only was Jolly Old Saint Nicholas. So you're saying I'm right. No, I'm saying you're having an entirely different conversation. Like, we are having a different conversation. You are what you're saying is that it's harder to press because it's smaller. But we're not talking about how to press them. We're talking about how to play songs with them. Like, we're having two entirely different conversations here. Like, you better tell him, like, put that man in his place. Put that man in his place. You better tell him. It's hard because there's no variation, not because it's hard to press. Exactly! You tell him. Spit your truth. Say what you need to say. Louder for the people in the back, Leica. Thank you. Yeah, Jolly Old Saint Nicholas is, like, incredibly easy to play on black keys only. Like, there's five keys. And you press, like, one key over and over. So just, like, 4, 4, 4. About instruments, I only know green, yellow, red, blue, and orange. The little, like, children's toys with, like, the colors, right? But you're using the word hard when describing the black keys. Play Smoke on the Water. What is that? Smoke on the Water. Is there... How do I play that? Smoke. Bro, every time I type, my model, like, freaks. Hold up. I don't know how to, like, read music yet. So I don't know if I can do that. Smoke on the water guitar. What's going on there? You've definitely heard it before. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Like, I'm not that good. Maybe in like 2 weeks I'll get back to you. I might get back to you in the... I'll get back to you. Because I can only play one chord and strum. I don't know how to switch between chords yet. No, but your argument was it's small and hard to press, not there is no variation. Hard because no variation versus hard because black piano keys isn't the same kind of hard. Yup. Spitting. Like a spitting. Maybe in like a couple weeks or a month or something, I'll be able to play it on stream. Or I'll put it on Twitter or something. Can my model please relax? Like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway. We'll do another chord instead. So, one finger here. Where is that? What key is that? Am I crazy? Okay, there we go. Oh God, I always struggle with that last string. Is it your phone? No, I don't think there's anything on the camera. I'll wipe it just to be safe. Give me a sec. Okay, let's wipe this. Give it a nice little wipe. Nice little cleaning. There's no scratch on the camera, so I don't know what's going on. Hi. Maybe the wiping would fix it. We'll see, we'll see. Okay. Still really glitchy, but I think it's a little better. It's hard to say. I really can't tell. I don't know why it's freaking out. I restarted my computer maybe like yesterday? I don't remember. I restarted my computer. Maybe that's messing with it. Maybe it like upgraded something and it's messing with it somehow. So 3 like this. I'm learning. I have to say every streamer model is amazing. Thank you, Migo. I didn't try it, but it makes me happy to know that I designed it and all. Bro, what is happening? Hello? Move my head. I tilt my head again. The movement is just really janky. Maybe I'll restart my Steam or something later. Super weird. Whatever, we'll deal with it. I keep accidentally pressing the last string here. I do that with a lot of chords. Not sure why. You whip your head back and forth, literally. Are you too close to the camera? No. I haven't changed my setup at all. Everything is exactly the same, so I think it's a technical issue. Like, I didn't change a single thing. Like, I'm wearing my glasses as usual. I got my phone in the same place. Got really good lighting. Same apps open. So I don't know what's the problem. Okay, this chord is not it's not sparking joy. This chord is not sparking joy. Let's do this one instead. Better. Oh, sorry. I will try not to press that chord. Oh my God. I don't know. My model's just freaking out today. Hopefully it fixes itself by tomorrow. Nice. The classic Hawaiian strum. The only one I can do. Be right back, dinner time. Enjoy your dinner. Your model's adorable. Thank you, Arta. Play an F chord? Sure. I struggle a bit with F, but I can try. 2, 3. And then I don't play the first 2. Am I pressing too hard on that one? Maybe. I'm muting it, maybe. I think I'm muting it. What is going on here? F is a bit of a struggle. Hold up. Guitar sounds good. Thank you. It's very... I am struggling to play the chords once in a while. My hands are so, like... Apparently, like, the way my fingers are shaped make it, like, harder for me, so... I have to just find a good way to hold it myself. You're doing great, don't worry. No, I struggle a lot with, like, F. Because my fingers end up muting the other strings. So I end up, like, covering 2 strings at once instead of 1. When I'm not supposed to. See that sound? It's me muting it with another finger by accident. Like how the sound isn't clear. I'm either not pressing hard enough or I'm muting it. See, like... That kind of thing is, like... Like, this is me putting my fingers on all of them, so it's kind of muted. Like, you can't really hear the sound. Like that sound. Like, when I don't press hard enough, the sound kind of sounds tinky, like ding ding ding. Doesn't sound clear. Whereas, like, one like that, I have to either press really hard, like, not really hard, but harder. Like that. And then if I press it, like, too soft, it makes, like, a weird sound. I need to find, like, a right balance between pressing it hard enough that it makes sound, but not to the point where my fingers are bleeding. And also, like, not light enough that it, like, sounds like that. And then I also have to be conscious of my other fingers, too. Because they end up, like, kind of touching the other strings. And then they mute them like that. Even though my finger isn't directly on that string, it's kind of muted. Yeah, it sucks. I'm just so bad at, like, figuring out how to balance my fingers with the strings. But it's all practice. Like, this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2? Like, I'm muting some there. Can you play Ram Ranch? No. Blood is part of the experience. Okay, that's not true. Some people might bleed, but not me. I'm built different. I'm gonna build calluses before I bleed, I think. Can you play Ram Ranch? No. I wish I could. Maybe one day. I want to play like so many different songs. Like that's like the default the default strum. Like I could probably look up more, but I'm not very like well versed in all that just yet. I think this is the one that I know. I don't know. Like, it's really just basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, up, down, 1 chord. You're doing great though. I remember my hands bleeding like crazy when I started. Really? Like, I'm trying to press hard enough that it makes sounds, but I don't want my fingers to be bleeding either, is the thing. Like, I've got lines, like red lines, but it's not blood. It's just because, like, my fingers are indented into my, like, strings. I know playing games after like playing guitar for a bit makes my fingies hurt. I play ukulele sometimes but lose motivation. Go for it. What's stopping you? You're the only one stopping yourself. I mean, I lost motivation to play Overwatch today, but I feel like that's a little different. Like, I just want to get, like... I don't want to practice enough to the point where I'm, like, okay, you know? I don't want to be God tier guitarist. You shouldn't let them bleed. Yeah, I don't want my fingers to bleed. I hope they don't bleed. Like, I don't need that, that stress in my life. I take pretty, like, decent care of my hands. And the last thing I'd want on my hands is a cut. God tier, you know, I'm not gonna become a god tier guitarist. Like, I'm trying to look at some other, like, strums I could probably do. We've got strumming pattern plus 5 IQ. What a weird title. Strumming pattern plus 5 IQ? That's such a specific, like, way to... What a weird title for your strumming pattern. The plus 5 IQ strumming pattern. I don't think I have, like, any specific talent that I'm god tier at. Like, I feel like I'm good at things. Like, there are things I'm good at, but not things that I'm, like, perfect god tier at, you know? It's all practice, but I don't think it's, like, bad to be a jack of all trades or anything, but I do want to be, like, 5 IQ points. Every time I strum this, my IQ goes up. What a weird, like, strumming pattern. Why is it called plus 5 IQ? Let's see this. Oh, it's on Imgur. Please whitelist us on your ad blocker. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, wrong string. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... I can't get it. ASMR hard breathing. Can you hear my breathing? Oh my god, wait. I need to move my mic. I don't know where to put it. If I put it too close, you guys hear my breathing. God tier being a silly little guy. That's actually quite factual. Speak your truth. I hate Imgur so much. What a horrible website. Oh god, I don't want to play this plus 5 IQ strumming pattern with an A chord. Let's try another chord. What's an easy chord for me? E. E's easier. E stands for easy. And then 2, and then 3. Muting that. Grow your guitar skills pills ads. That's literally what it's giving. It's saying strumming pattern plus 5 IQ. Like, what does that mean? Will I become, like, will I gain 5 IQ for strumming this? Will I become smarter? What a weird, like, strumming pattern. It's so specific. I'm trying not to get my breathing in the mic. If I move it too far, you can't hear me, and then if I move it too close, you start hearing my breathing. I have, like, a filter on it, so it doesn't do that, but it still kind of gets in. If I'm breathing, like, kind of heavy. I am still a little sniffly, so it might be that, too. Ooh. Maybe this actually does give me 5 IQ. What a strange strumming pattern. I can't read this at all. What? I'm taking the 5 IQ guitar strumming pattern pill. What? How many downs is that? Intense breathing and guitar sounds. I'm like huffing and puffing. Is it that bad? I don't know where to, like... Maybe that? Or like here? Maybe this way? You can hear the guitar better and, like, not my breathing. Hold on, I'm fiddling around. But then that makes my voice a little quiet. What if Like, I don't want to breathe in your guys' ears. Maybe one day I'll have an ASMR stream or something, but today is not that day. Today is definitely not that day. I feel like if I had an ASMR, I would like shout in the middle. Like I would have like a really nice 1 hour of like relaxing sounds, and then I would like something in me is gonna snap. Like my intrusive thoughts are gonna win, and then I'm gonna shout, and then I'll go back to it without any explanation or anything. It's not that bad, don't worry. Okay. Like I don't know how to. Like I can't play back my voice to myself, so I can't hear my own breathing. What the hell that got me? No ASMR. No, like, not today. I don't even have a good mic for ASMR. I've got one for, like, singing, and then I've got this one. Missed the ASMR type stream. I've never heard his ASMR before. Oh, you know that one image that's, like, me, like, beating you with a belt ASMR? I feel like it would be like that, with, like, the guy smacking the mic with a belt. Logitech funny mic. I don't have a Logitech mic. This isn't Logitech, but I don't think I own a Logitech mic. I might have in the past, but this is definitely like I've been using this one for years. Wait, no. Oh god, I can't get that right. ASMR relaxing things. Yeah, I'll have like nice flowing sounds of water and like clicking sounds on the keyboard and like whispering and stuff like that. And in the middle of it, I'll just like yell at the top of my lungs in one of your ears. It sounds great, thank you. My IQ still hasn't risen yet because I didn't finish the strumming pattern. It's an incredibly, incredibly long strumming pattern. To the point where it's not even a pattern anymore. It's just a like sheet of strums. My IQ will not be going +5 today. Like, I always get stuck because it's not a pattern. Like, this one... Wait, no, I didn't do that right. Wait. Like, that's like a pattern, because I just I repeat that over and over and over. But this strumming pattern +5 IQ thing is like not even a pattern. It's just a long string of strums. Like, if anyone can remember this pattern and repeat it, like, maybe they do have like +5 IQ. -5 IQ literal. Oops. Whispering ASMR rain and keyboard. Yeah, I'll have like a nice water bottle and I'll bring it to the I'll bring it to like the like the ears, like you know those like 3DO mics with the ears. I'll get like a water bottle and make like really nice noises with the water, like nice flowing sounds and keyboard and whispering, and then like maybe an hour in I'll scream with no context. I won't even respond to any comments, and then I'll keep going like back to the relaxing sounds. I'll scream like incrementally, like every hour I'll start screaming, and then when you guys think, oh, every hour he's gonna scream, I'm gonna switch it up a bit. I'll go 2 hours and then I'll scream, and then you guys will think, oh, it's 2 hours now, and then I'll go back to 1. It won't even be relaxing. You're just gonna be anticipating when the next scream is gonna be. I want my pick so bad, bro. Oh, my fingies. My fingies. Owie. Right. Can I not mute that, please? Ooh. Owie, my fingies. It's not bleeding, but I don't want it to get cut. My hands are so sweaty and clammy. I'll get you a Garfield pic. Like, of what? That's so out of nowhere. Garfield pic of what? That's so worrying. I'm gonna send you the Mr. ASMR video. You should watch it after stream. I sure hope that this is going to be relaxing. Smile, smile. Like, I don't really watch, like, Niji Sanji lately. No guitar pick. Yeah, I lost them. I think I threw them away. I put them in the back pocket of my old guitar case, and it was really flimsy. It was like literally a piece of fabric with a zipper on it that was guitar shaped. And I was really afraid that like if I carried it outside, my guitar would break because there was like no protection for it, and it kind of hurt to hold. So I got rid of it with the guitar picks inside. But like guitar picks are like cheap, so I just bought some new ones, and I'm gonna go pick them up eventually. But I prefer picks, but I can play with my fingers if I need to, but it just kind of hurts if I do it for too long, so. No. Like, that's a pattern. I can just repeat that over and over, but like, this +5 IQ thing is driving me crazy. I do kind of want to get it, though. I'll be so proud of myself if I do. Like... Like, is it electric? Yeah, this is electric. I have it plugged into an amp that's like under my desk right now. I do have an audio interface, but I don't want to set it up because when I leave for Canada, I do want to take it with me to Canada because I don't want to carry my amp on a plane or like pay extra to bring it on the plane. So I'm just going to put the audio interface in my suitcase and check that in. And since I'm allowed to bring guitars as a carry-on for that airline company, I'm gonna bring the guitar and then put the audio interface in my suitcase and cover it up in like soft things so it doesn't break on the way. And I'll practice like that. Because I feel like if I go for 2 weeks without playing, I feel like I'm gonna forget everything. Poggers, yeah. Hopefully I can take it. Like, I don't think they'll say anything, because on their website they said, like, instruments that are, like, a normal instrument size. Like, I'm not taking a whole cello with me, you know? But, like, a guitar, a ukulele or something, you can bring that as carry-on. Or, like, tennis rackets, stuff like that you're allowed to bring. I mean, obviously they're gonna check it to make sure you're not bringing in, like, a rifle inside your bag, but, like... They'll like if they see that it's like a normal instrument, like normal size instrument, and like guitar was on the list, they shouldn't say anything. I don't think they'll make me check it in, and even then I don't trust it. I've seen so many videos of guitars getting smashed when they get it like back from the planes and stuff like that. Do those little French meow-meows not have an amp? Why would they have an amp? I don't know why they would have an amp. I don't think any one of them plays instruments. Oh yeah, for those who don't know, I don't know if you guys know who Rami is. Rumi? Some people say Rumi, that's not how you say it. But Rami, I'm gonna be staying at Rami's house. She's a VTuber as well. I'm staying with her and her roommates while I'm in Canada. And we're gonna have a collab sometime next week or the week after. Maybe both, I'm not sure. We haven't planned anything yet. But I got the okay to talk about it and to like have a collab, so... This person's not in Bond, so I don't know how many of you know, but I'll be having a collab with her. But no one in that house plays instruments. I don't understand why I can't take my AR-15 on the plane. For real. Damn, those loser Rami and her pet. Like, I don't think any of them play instruments. Like, I remember asking them, like, do you guys have, like, an audio interface? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay. well, do you guys have like an amp or something? And they were like, no. And then I said, do you guys have something like a guitar center? Like a guitar store, or like a music store, or something like that you can like go in and play? Because in Guitar Center, you can just walk in, not buy anything, and just play the guitars in there and leave. Like, it's a really chill atmosphere. And you can literally just borrow everything that's on display. Like, you can even tune it. Like, you can do whatever you want with it as long as you're not stealing it or, like, breaking it or damaging it in any way. But, like, I was like, do you guys have something like that? And then they were like, we never heard of that. What is that? And I was like, well, do you have any equivalent of it? And they were like, no. So I was just like, oh, whatever, I'll just bring my guitar and my audio interface. Oops, I messed up. I don't understand. Oh, wait, I read that already. Theater major my ass, literally. Theater major and doesn't have any of these things? I expected, like, Rami to have an audio interface, because she streams. But she might not use an audio interface. She probably just, like, has a USB mic and plugs it into the computer. That's what I do. I used to have my mic set up through the audio interface, but I broke like a piece of my like stand, so I can't use it anymore. I'm back. Welcome back, Laika. Like, this +5 IQ strumming pattern is not a pattern. Poor stand. Yeah, I put it in a suitcase and it broke when I brought it back, so I went to get it fixed, but they were like, we can't fix this because, like, this is a model that doesn't sell, like, solo. You have to get it in, like, a pack. So, it's just there. Like, the mic is still functional. It's just the thing that holds the mic isn't, so. And I can't get it fixed. But we'll see how that goes. If the stand is broken, it should sit. Like, you're always a little comedian. Always a little comedian in my chat. Oh. We can get G going. Get a little G action. G7 action. I'm muting it again. Hello? Nah. Too much work. We can do maybe we can do this. G7? Do you like jazz? I do, I guess. Like, I don't really have any, like, one favorite genre. Though I won't listen to country. Like, real, like, genuine country. Like, even if, like, the music is really good and the singing is really good, the lyrics are always, like, the most cheesy, corny thing that I can never get over. Alright, have you heard of the Greek philosopher Beaufort? Oh my god. No! Who's Beauforties? Enlighten me! I already expect the answer, but enlighten me. You just have a little guitar session to practice. Yeah, I'm practicing guitar. I'm not very good, but you gotta practice to get good, right? Dude, this strumming pattern, this +5 IQ strumming pattern, it's driving me crazy. Oh, I messed up. I'm losing 5 IQ every time I play. I can't say it. I can't. You're like fighting the urge to type both of these nuts, huh? I don't think YouTube will get mad, but if you do get shadow banned, I have to manually unshadow ban you. Cause YouTube doesn't like tell me when someone gets shadow banned, and I can't see who's shadow banned either. So I have to have people that are shadow banned like message me that they got shadow banned on like Twitter or Discord or something, and then I'd have to manually unshadow ban them. I'm not good at guitar, neither am I, Ame. We're both in the same boat. Alright, have you been to Uganda? Oh god. No. I can already see what's coming. Wait. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wait, no. 1, 2. Wait. Oh my god. You guys are so corny. You guys are corny. Wait. No, that's 1 and 2, so it's just 1. Wait. Wait. What a strange pattern in air quotes. Bernardi got shadow banned for trying. Are you actually for real? Did Bernardi actually get shadow banned? Are Bernardi's chats not coming up? That's so funny. I didn't even do anything. Like, YouTube just does it on its own. Like, they flag suspicious users and they don't tell me. If they actually did get shadow banned, tell them to send me their YouTube, like, URL. Like, of their channel, and I have to, like, manually, like, put it into my YouTube so that they're allowed to chat. You know, like, when you do something, I can see it. Like, if you ban someone, or, like, time someone out, or delete a message, like, I can see that. Like, on my channel. But if YouTube does it, I can't see anything, and I can't even see who they banned either. So I have to manually do it. So if they actually got shadow banned, you have to tell me. Like, I need their URL, or they're gonna be shadow banned forever. And I can't do anything about it. Like, I don't know why YouTube's, like, wrongly flagging people. Like, it wasn't just them either. Like, they shadow banned some of, like, the Bond members who are just saying really normal things, like, really nice things. Like, YouTube just likes to flag a lot of weird things as spam. Oh god, okay. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Third string. 5th string on 2nd fret. YT upped their policy recently. YouTube is like, I'm not gonna badmouth them while I'm using it, because I know they really don't like that. But sometimes YouTube just does things and it makes no sense to me. Like, why are you shadow banning all of my chatters for doing literally nothing wrong? My phone's gonna die again. Oh man, your phone is always dying, huh? Go charge it. Go charge your phone, Ame. I can't get E7 right. I gotta practice that in the future. Also, I just struggle with F too. F also kills me. I didn't learn them from my friend. My friend was like, those are a bit of a struggle, like, struggle bus. Like, F is so bad. Like, it's a whole set of skills to, like, be able to use two hands like that. Like, you have to focus on, like, the frets at the top, and then you have to focus on strumming at the bottom. And then people who sing while also doing that are insane. Like, I can't even imagine doing that. I'll be right back in an hour. Don't even worry about it. No rush on me. I'm just like, we're all just chilling here. I'm probably talking more than playing guitar. I'm like staring at the chord diagrams, trying to figure them out. F is hard for beginners. Yeah. Like, when I first started, I only played from like 5 chords, and only now I'm like getting into the other ones and like strumming patterns and stuff like that. Like, I still haven't been able to like change from like one chord to the next at the top. Like, it's already so much like brain power for me to change chords. Also, I'm really sorry for the new people who just came in. My model's like freaking out today, despite the fact I haven't changed my setup at all. So I think there's a ghost in my house. Yeah, I think there's a ghost in my house, or me updating my PC yesterday is messing with my VTube Studio files. One of the two. Because I did not change anything. My lighting's the same. I'm always wearing my glasses. This guy's a guitarist. My teacher was like, you can't avoid bar chords forever. Yep. I don't want to, like, avoid bar chords I can't play. Like, I'm really bad at, like, D. Like, the shape for my hands is really a struggle. So I play D with my pinky. And apparently I play D with my pinky finger really, really, really well. And my friend who teaches me was like, you play it so well with your pinky, but that's not how you're supposed to play it. He's like, it's fine for now, but when you actually start playing it, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to use your pinky. The ghost is trying to help you with your guitar skills. Is John Lennon still alive? I almost said the ghost of John Lennon is helping me, but then I don't know if he's still alive. John Lennon's dead, right? I don't even remember. John Lennon's dead, right? He's the dead one? Yeah, he's the dead one. I don't remember which, like... I don't remember which one got assassinated. It was John Lennon. It's been so long. I remember my friends when I was younger really liked the Beatles, and they would tell me all about it, but, like, that information was not retained. He's dead. He got assassinated. Yeah, I thought so. Maybe he's in the house. He's in my house and he's helping me. That's why my model's freaking out. My phone is recognizing John Lennon's face. Paul is alive. Yeah, Paul is the living one. Paul's alive. Let me see if Ringo's alive. Ringo's alive, right? Born. Yeah, Ringo's alive. Ringo's 82 years old now. Ringo was knighted? He was knighted twice? Wow. Ringo's alive. Would you look at that? Ringo's 82. Sheesh. And then George died in 2001. And Paul is 80. Wow. Would you look at that? Ringo is alive and does horrible art. You mean like painting? Let me see. I'm so curious. Art. What do you mean his art is horrible? Oh. Oh my god. I mean, like, good for him, you know? At like 82. No way. $1,500? For this MS Paint looking thing? Oh my god. Ringo's art looks so like... This is like the things that I drew on like MS Paint on my dad's old computer. I didn't know he did this. Does Ringo actually have NFTs? He doesn't, right? There's no way. Does Ringo have NFTs? Oh my god, he has NFTs. Ringo has NFTs. That's so bad. I think Alex got banned or timed out. He shouldn't have. He's on the okay list, but I guess YouTube really hates him or something. Dude, Ringo's NFT, like, I don't think I'm allowed to show them, but like, you guys can look for yourselves. If you just look up Ringo Starr art, you'll see his NFTs. That's so weird. The man's 82 and doing NFTs? That's wild. That's so funny. Oh, the Beatles comment didn't show up in chat, but it showed up in my overlay. That's so funny. Ah, I played that wrong. This 5 IQ, like, I want to play this 5 IQ strumming thing, like, even if it's the last thing I do. No. Ah. I played that wrong. The Bofadis comment did the same thing, really? It came up in my overlay but not in chat? YouTube is after you guys. I'll just remove it since it doesn't vibe well with the chill chat. Don't worry about it, it's fine, it's fine. You guys can talk about the Beatles all you like. I don't know anything about them really. Like, I know some of their songs and that's about it. I wasn't really a fan or anything, ever. Don't worry about it too much, Laika. It's no big deal. These guys are just messing around. Click at the top of the chat window to live chat and you'll see it. Oh. There we go. That's funny. Oh, I played that wrong. Oh, keep messing them. I hate them. You're a huge hater, huh? You really don't like the Beatles. I mean, I understand not liking Ringo for doing NFTs that look like that for $4,000, but you know. I played that wrong. Live chat shows all chat. Top chat removes potential spam. Oh, I see. I have entered live chat. I am unleashed. Marty's worst quality is that they're a Beatles fan. My parents like, oh, I grew up on old music, I see. The Beatles are kind of... You guys have so, like, vastly different opinions on the Beatles. I have, like, no opinion of them at all. Well, they're British, maybe I shouldn't like them. Also, to Tokisaki, hey, what's up? You're so good, thank you. I am, like, I'm sure even you could do this. Like, give yourself, like, a day and you could probably do this. If anyone would like the Beatles, it would be Marty. Do you like sushi? Different, like, non-complicated answer, yes. TLDR, yes, I like sushi. But there's some that I'm not, like, a huge fan of. Like certain fish or things like that. Technically, any band or singer who has become mainstream becomes overrated, but meh, music is music, and I like nice sounding music, even if it becomes an earworm of sorts. Yeah, I get that. Like, I think music is, like art, it is subjective, you know? Like, I don't really understand the appeal of 100 gecs or death grips. It doesn't really sound like music to me, it just sounds like noise, but I think some people might like that, you know? Like, again, like, the one thing that I really, really have trouble listening to is country, especially those really cheesy ones. Like, there are definitely some really talented country singers and artists out there. But then I listen to them sing about their tractors and how much they love their wives and apple pie, and I start giggling a little bit. I'm trying to think of things we can do when you're here. We can do some karaoke or something. We could do that. That sounds like fun. Played that wrong. I keep playing that wrong. Take him to the spider, take it our trip. Country bangs? I never said it's not bad. Like, I think country, like, there are some super talented country artists out there, but then, like, I start listening to the lyrics and then it just sounds really goofy, you know? Like, there are a lot of songs that really go hard, but then, like, you take a listen at the lyrics and it's just, like, the most surreal experience of your life. I played that wrong again. Yeah, I think, like, country is incredible, but the lyrics are so funny and I can't listen to it for so long. It's, like, always the same premise, too. It's like, I love my wife, I love my tractor, I love farming, I love my animals. I'm a country boy, I got a four-wheel yeah, it's like, cars, tractors, my wife, farming are usually the lyrics. Or just, like, a bunch of noises and words. That one Curtis Connors song, I know exactly which one you're talking about, too. Like, they have, like, the most talented guitarists, and then, like, they start talking about how much they love their four-wheel drive. It's like, I don't know, like, where that comes from. I'm a Cali boy. I got a Tesla and an iPhone. Insert Valley Girl accent here / Chicken fried goes harder than any song ever. Oh yeah, beer. They also sing about beer as well. Woman, beer, truck, tractor, and farming. Those are all the lyrics. Like, I would like, if I could listen to, like, country instrumentals forever, like, that, I guess I technically like country, but the lyrics are always so funny. This 5 IQ strumming pattern is driving me nuts. Let's see what else there is. Downstroke, upstroke, mute. Sure. We can do that. Ram Ranch is country. That's like... I think Ram Ranch is in its own category of music at this point. It's like country elements, but I would not call Ram Ranch country. That's like a whole like different can of worms that I'm not even gonna talk about. Should give Ram Ranch 389 a listen. It's my favorite country song. How many are there now? Is he still making more? Chicken in the Corn goes hard. What is that? I'm not allowed to play music on stream, but I'll check that out later. Ram Ranch 388. Those don't count. Those do not count. Wait, no. Down, up, down, up, up. There's 500 now. I stopped listening to them. I was caught up until I got to 400. I remember I was in the Ram Ranch Discord server, and then Discord actually went out of their way to delete the server, so... you know. Ugh. Don't know what happened in there, but apparently they've done goofed. I need to change the chord before I go crazy. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Don't join the Ram Ranch Discord server. I mean, it's gone. The Ram Ranch Discord server is gone. It broke Discord TOS or something. Like, it's gone. I was in there. Like, it's gone now. The Ram Ranch Discord server is not a thing anymore. Unless they remade it. Gonna start the Grant McDonald grind again. There's 651 of them now. Oh my god, that's a lot of Ram Ranches. Pull up Sea of Thieves. I want to play that again, but I don't have it anymore. My Xbox Game Pass ran out, so maybe I'll get it again soon. We listened to Ram Ranch while we played Sea of Thieves. The vibes were immaculate. That sounds incredible. You know, I'm not gonna ask how you were in that server, but I guess it does make sense. I don't remember why I joined it. I think I was talking about Ram Ranch with my friends, and there was like an official Discord server, and I joined it. And I remember like it came up in conversation again after a couple of months, and I was talking to my friends, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just check the server," and then the server was like gone forever. Like, oh, so hi Acer, good to see you. How was your Thursday? Ooh. That was mistake number 1, is joining that server. I didn't really like actively talk in it or anything. Like, I think I met like one guy in there. Banned for race. That makes sense. Like, I didn't see anything bad like that, because I only like briefly look in there, and when I do look in there, everyone's really well behaved, but I think once I'm not there, like, people are acting up. Feliz Jueves, it's going well. Love to hear that. Happy Jueves. I see her on that guitar grind, yes. I love my guitar. I, like, fear for the day something bad happens to it. Like, if it ever breaks, I think I will genuinely cry. Like, I practice, like, every other day. I don't want to forget. I should get some water or something. Oh, yeah. Oh! When you said get Garfield guitar pick, you meant pick with the CK. You just went PIC, and I was like, are you just sending me a picture of Garfield? You said PIC in chat, but you meant PICK. That's a cute pick. I feel like if I used it, Garfield would start disappearing, though. He'd start wearing out. I think that most will break is the string, and you just, yeah. So, before I, like, knew how to play the guitar, I still had this guitar, and I tried tuning it, and I snapped something, and my guitar basically broke. Like, I broke my guitar trying to tune it. I don't know how I did that, but that did happen, and I went to go get it repaired, and the repair cost was more expensive than the actual guitar. Who knows, Haru might have the sudden urge to smash guitars. I'm not a rock star yet. I'll send you a picture of Garfield. Yeah, when Marty said, I'll send you a pic of Garfield, they said PIC, and I was like, oh, like a picture. I don't know why they'd be sending me a picture of Garfield now, but they meant PICK. Let me mute this. Yet. I messed up, okay? It's fine. Yeah, I'm not a rock star yet. Maybe one day I'll go touring and I'll start smashing guitars. Speaking of Garfield, get ready for the new movie coming soon. I'm, like, mentally, like, there's so much going on, like, in movies. Like, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie cast got revealed, and I was like, no way. Really sad that Willem Dafoe is not, in fact, William Afton, which is a little depressing, but I'm fine with the cast regardless. Also, isn't John Cena gonna be in the new Garfield movie? It's coming out, like, next year, though. I don't want to wait that long. Also, isn't Chris Pratt Garfield? Why would they do that? Isn't he gonna be Mario? Like, Chris Pratt is literally going to be Garfield. I hate that so much. Like, I actually hate that Chris Pratt is Garfield. Why would they do that? Like, if the information is correct, John Cena is in the movie, but I don't know who he's going to be. And then Chris Pratt is Garfield? Like, why? Also, isn't LeBron also gonna be in it? Surely they haven't done it again. No, I'm serious. Chris Pratt is Garfield. I'm not even joking. Google it right now. 2024 Garfield movie, Chris Pratt is him. Chris Pratt can't be Garfield and Mario. That's not okay. I'm serious. Chris Pratt is Garfield. I wish it wasn't true. Isn't LeBron also in it? Like, I know Samuel L. Jackson's gonna be in it. Hey, yo, Leica, ban that bot. Ban that bot. But yeah, like, Samuel L. Jackson's gonna be in it. Chris Pratt's gonna be Garfield. Like, I'm pretty sure LeBron's also gonna be in it. Your free ritual girls chat. Yeah, it happens. Someone get that bot out of here. I'm gonna go crazy. Thank you, Leica. This Marty Ray person is a bot. Ban them. Chris Pratt is so cool. He's got the range. But it's like, I feel like when he acts for like movies based off of like Mario, for example, he doesn't know a thing about Mario. Why would they cast him as Mario, you know? I understand if it's like original cartoons and stuff, but he like, his Mario just sounds like a normal dude. He doesn't sound Italian. Like Mario's all like, yippee, wahoo, like, it's a me, Mario. Like, there's none of that. He's just kind of like, it's me, Mario. It's really strange. I don't know how I feel about it. I almost reported you, Morty. Yeah, John Cena and LeBron both being in the Garfield movie doesn't bother me. Samuel L. Jackson, incredible. But like, Chris, that makes me so sad. It just makes me so sad. Like, I feel like he's not gonna do Garfield any justice. Chris Pratt spends his days stomping Koopas. Isn't like... Didn't he say like, oh, in the game that I played, I would, and then he like went silent for 3 seconds and then went stomping Koopas and something like that? And then someone was like, yo, Chris, like, you don't stomp Koopas in that game. Oh my god. Like, he clearly doesn't know a thing about Mario, and he's voicing one of the most iconic video game characters ever. A lot of people were mad, and for a good reason, I think. The game he's talking about is the one where you can't stop them. Yeah, right? He brings up the only game you can't stomp Koopas in. And it's like, come on, Chris. The second trailer of Mario was a little better than some of the... Like, I'm so excited for Deep Voice Toad. Like, I am so ready for that. I think that's like peak camp. That's hilarious, but... Chris as Mario is like... sad. Also, whenever Chris Pratt gets cast as something, they always use that same black and white image of him. So if you look up Garfield 2024 cast, it'll be that same black and white image of Chris Pratt, and it will say Chris Pratt Garfield. I don't know why they use that image of him. It looks like, every time it comes up on screen, it looks like something you'd see at like a funeral. Like the black and white, like, no non-smiling image. Like, I don't know. I hope he does Garfield more justice than he does Mario. Chris Pratt's in the chat right now. He's suing Bond as we speak, I swear. You're gonna summon him? I don't think so. I might... Okay, so... Actually, I shouldn't say this. I would say this, just because, like... There's this really strange, I won't say who, but... On my, like, non-VTuber Twitter, I have a celebrity following me on my, like, non-VTuber Twitter, and I'm not quite sure why. I won't say who, because I don't want you guys to look through their follows and find me, but there's, like, a celebrity that follows me and has been following me for, like, 7 years on my non-VTuber Twitter, and I don't know why. I can't... Maybe I'll summon that guy, but Chris Pratt? Not Chris. Chris Pratt is not gonna say lasagna is Garfield. But, like, Garfield doesn't really say lasagna either. Like, he talks about it being his favorite food, but, like, it doesn't really come up that often. I think that's, like, the one thing that people talk about Garfield that, like... Because if they haven't read it, he actually doesn't talk about lasagna that much. There aren't that many panels with lasagna in it. Like, early on, the earlier panels, there's a lot of, like, Garfield loves lasagna, I love lasagna, kind of things. But then, like, in the later strips, like, in the more newer strips where, like, Garfield doesn't look like a huge fat circle, he doesn't really talk about it that much. It's mostly him just, like, being a huge, like, lazy meanie to everyone. And sometimes a few sweet ones to... lessen the IRL Hearts. It's real. My real account name. That's it. You have that absolute unspoken riz. He doesn't hate. Chris Pratt loves Mondays. He's not gonna do him justice. Like, people that don't read Garfield comics, they're like, oh, orange lazy cat hates Odie, loves lasagna, and then, like, can't name any other thing that happens in the strips. So, maybe they might not bring up lasagna, but I feel like there will be a ton of children and people that have never read the comics in their lives, and then they'll be like, oh, lasagna, yay! And then they'll put in, like, a bunch of lasagna jokes. It's so sad that Garfield Eats shut down. I think it's for the best. Those calorie counts were not very healthy looking. Like, as funny as it was, like, those calorie counts were rough. It's for the best that Garfield Eats closed down, honestly, as much as I love Garfield. Huge Garfield fan, but not too much of Garfield Eats fan. I never ate it, but those calorie counts, sheesh. Just found out that Samuel L. Jackson's gonna be playing Garfield's father. Yeah, he's... the fact that he's even in it is so funny to me. It was the only Garfield-shaped pizza. I'm sure we could make some. Like, just shape the dough like Garfield. Gonna DM Chris about his opinion on Mondays. You know that one tweet about him talking about how much he hates Italians? It's so funny that, like, years later he ends up becoming, like, Mario. That's so entertaining. Can you give us a Yahoo like a Mario Yahoo? Yahoo! Wait, I need to do that 10 times, 8 times. Wait. Do you remember that one pic of Brad Mondo we took, Haru? Vaguely. He hates Italians, but redacted amount of dollars is redacted. True. I wonder how much Nintendo paid him to be Mario. Haru, can you voice Mario instead of Chris Pratt? No. Maybe? I feel like I wouldn't want to be in, like, a contractual obligation with Nintendo, but at the same time, I would love the millions of dollars that Chris Pratt got for voicing Mario terribly. Oops. Can you voice Garfield? I don't think I could do a, like, good Garfield impression. Like, if we're talking about the Garfield that sounds like this all the time, like, I don't think I could do that. Like, I don't, like, he sounds kind of like he has, like, phlegm in the back of his throat, and he just sounds like this all the time. John. Like that guy, I don't think I could do that. Maybe, like, normal. I would love to do, like, normal one day. Can you audition for the Garfield role and just do the lowest voice the whole time? Maybe? Like, I don't think that's what they'd want. Maybe they'd do it for, oh my god, I'm blanking. What was her name? I'm like a fake Garfield fan. I would kill to do normal, though. Liz, that's her name. I don't know why. I thought Liz, but I was like, that's not right. But it literally is right. I just want to see if they will let Yoshi talk and not just use sound bites. Did they announce a voice actor for Yoshi? I don't really, I don't keep track. Yoshi. But if I had the option to choose a character that I could voice in Garfield, I would have loved to voice Normal. I feel like I would, slay Normal. I don't know. I want to be, a side character in a cartoon movie. I don't want to be the main character. Would you give up horror for the famed role? Absolutely not. There are voice actors that are VTubers, like Sayu. He's still Alejandro Saab, but, he's Sayu as a VTuber. I'm sure they would still let me, stream as long as I don't talk about the secret movie, Tsunoda Normal. I would kill to be Normal. Normal seems like such a fun cat to play. Also, I hate that, I don't know why, but, people have... I've seen so many, hate tweets about Normal, and, Normal specifically. I don't know what people have against Normal, but I can't wait to see her on the big screen. Maybe one day. If there's another Garfield movie in, the next 10 years that's not the 2024 one, maybe I'll be Normal. Maybe times will change. Normal is the protagonist of the Garfield comic strips and animated series and a supporting character of Garfield, the movie. He can sometimes be an antagonist. The way people write about Normal and the way Normal is actually written is so entertaining. People are like, Normal is so evil, this, that, and the other. And it's he's just a little guy. He's just a cute little guy. Apparently, according to Chris himself, Nintendo paid him more than $4,000 to play Mario. $4,000? That's not as much as I was expecting. They paid Bayonetta's voice actor, They paid Bayonetta's voice actor, the same amount. Yeah, they paid, Bayonetta's voice actor the same amount. I didn't expect them to pay, an actual, I haven't... he's an actual celebrity. Chris is an actual celebrity, so I expected, at least, $1 million or something. Holy crap. 4,000 for Chris Pratt? Is Chris falling off? More than 4,000 could be $4 million. That's true. 4,000 is pretty vague. I feel like it's definitely a lot more than that. For someone like Chris Pratt, a high-ranking actor like that. Sorry for that coughing in the background. I love that, I'm happy that the movie's coming out, but I'm really skeptical. Really skeptical about, Chris's performance. Fanboy Normal, have you seen those lashes? He's the cutest cat. He literally says he's the self-dubbed cutest cat in the world. Every time he's on screen, he's talking about how cute he is. And Garfield's always annoyed as hell about it. Also, the more than 4,000 thing is from Hard Drive, which is a parody news source. Oh. Always check your sources, kids. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. I'll be a bit AFK, gonna be playing DVD with friends, so I won't be able to mod a lot. Don't worry, Leica. If anything, I'll just, I'll let the bots go crazy because everyone knows how to ignore them. Bayonetta VA payment was false. Really? I knew she lied, but I don't know like the whole extent of the situation. Even then, it's like 4,000 is still not a lot of money for Chris Pratt, regardless. But yeah, parody news source regardless. I'm pretty sure they paid him at least like $1 million. I didn't know it's from hard drive, my bad. That's fine. But always check your sources, kids. The internet is a scary place. Also, I love that the 1998 Garfield show has a 4.9 rating. On Google, at least. I'm sure the ratings are a lot worse on, like, Rotten Tomatoes or something. People on there are cruel. I've seen some of the Rotten Tomatoes reviews on, like, Arcane, and, like, all of the complaints were so, like, minute. Like, people weren't complaining about the fact that, like, Vi was lesbian. But she's not even a lesbian. Like, nothing was canon or confirmed or anything. They were like, I can't believe they made Vi a lesbian. But it's like, that's not even, like, a real thing. Like, you just made up a situation in your head. Oops. It's not muted enough. Incorrect format? Why are they saying that? Normal is grayscaled and horror is grayscaled. Coincidence? I'm fated to be normal. See me on the big screens in 10 years, guys. I'm so ready to, like, I'm not a voice actor. Like, if anyone has my voice pack, you will know that I'm not a voice actor. Like, every time I recorded a line for my voice pack, I was, like, cringing. Like, every time I, like, said a line, I was like, ah! Like, I was screaming mentally in my head. But I got through with it, I recorded it, and then you can hear my, you can, like, I think you can hear my cats in the background of my voice pack. It's gonna happen. I hope so. Your voice is cute to me. Yeah, I'll be like a cute little normal. I would love to be normal. Ugh. I get so many, like, comments about my voice. Nothing bad. Once in a while, I get someone that's asking me if I use a voice changer. That's a really common one. I get that one a lot. Like, I've maybe heard it from 3 different people that didn't really have any connection, if not more. A lot of people think my voice is a voice changer when they, like, meet me online or something like that. But this is just how I sound. VA sounds like a great job. I would never do something to ruin it. Like, being a VA, it definitely is, like, talent. People are just like, oh, you don't really do anything. It's not real acting. You're just, like, talking into a mic. But, like, you actually just are acting. You're putting so much thought into the character, you know? But like, so many people have asked me if my voice is a voice changer. It hasn't happened on stream. But, like, outside of streaming, people are like, oh, are you using a voice changer? And I'm like, no. Like, they always think I have, like, the girl filter on. And that's just not it. I live in horror as well as his real voice sounds like corpse husband. Just say things like that. Hey, yo, don't say things like that. I don't even know how to do Corpse's voice. Like, that's so deep. Yeah, people think my voice is, like, pitched up. Like, they think my voice is a lot deeper and I'm using a voice changer to make it higher. But then I'm like, no. That's just literally how I, like, sounded for a while. Like, I always got that comment. I remember this one time, like, this kid that I didn't even know was, like, laughing at my voice. I was getting really annoyed. I didn't say anything, but... And then, like, recently, in, like, Mako's stream, someone said something very interesting about my voice that I'd never heard before. I tweeted about it. I'm not gonna say anything, but that was a really interesting, comment. First time comment. That's annoying that they say that. It doesn't bother me. Like, I understand why they think that. I've got, like, a bit of a nasal... Not nasal, but, like... Yeah, I guess it's nasal. I got a bit of a nasal androgynous voice, and, like... I could see why that, like, confuses people. There are definitely a couple... Does your voice go higher if you pinch your nose? Like this? Like, where am I pinching my nose? Like... If I pinch my nose towards the bridge, it gets like this. But then the lower I pinch it, it gets like this. So like, if I pinch it here, it kind of sounds like this. Yeah, like this. And then here is like, when I pinch it here, it sounds like this. It really just depends on where I'm pinching my nose. Pinching like something smelly. So at the end of my nose, like fully covering my nostrils, it's like this. Like just covering my nostrils all together with my fingers, it's like this. But then if I put my fingers towards the top of my nose, it sounds like this. Like cheese. My guitar's name is Cheese. I named her Cheese. You speak from nose then. I don't notice a diff doing it because I mainly speak from chest or whatever. I don't know if I speak. I don't know how that works. Like, I do notice, like, in my head. I know what I hear in my head and what people hear is different. But when I hold my nose, I feel like it's deeper. Like if I pinch my nose together. And then when I pinch the top, it sounds like this. I don't know why it sounds like this. What's the lowest you can go with your voice? I don't know. Like... Talking? It's Do I sound like SpongeBob when I pinch my nose? Like here? Do I sound like SpongeBob? Do I sound like SpongeBob when I hold my nose here? That's kind of funny. But when I pinch my nose here, it's like deeper, I guess. I mean, I have to breathe through my mouth, so I guess that also changes. Like, it's hard to say what's the lowest you can go with your voice, because I can just go like, oh, like... But I don't talk... I don't think I could talk like that at that level. Do a Patrick impression. Oh, what's he sound like again? Like... I forgot what Patrick sounded like. I haven't watched it in so long. He was kind of like a Dodoy kind of character, right? Like, SpongeBob, like something like that. I don't know. I don't really do impressions. I think Lois is like the best one I've got. And even then it's like... like, there's no practical use for sounding like Lois from Family Guy. Like, what do I even do with that? I remember when I was younger in middle school, I would get lots of like spam calls and I would answer in the Lois voice. I guess that was entertaining, but it's still not a practical use. Try to speak with the lowest you can. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. It's funny though. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I definitely think it's hilarious. But like, I don't know, like, is that a skill? Would I call that a skill? I'm not even sure where it came from. I just did it one day and people were like, that sounds like her. And I was like, oh. Okay. Ooh, do a big old stretch. Like, I just think it's funny to have a repertoire of voice impressions on you. It definitely is entertaining. I just don't know how good my other impressions are, you know? I don't really like hearing my own voice. So whenever, like, there are clips of me, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, I hate reviewing them to edit them because I hate hearing my own voice. Go lower, do Corpse. The thing with Corpse is that his isn't just deep, but he's got like this rasp in his throat that I don't think I could copy. Hey, hey, like he just sounds like he's dying, and I don't know how I can like get that deep and also do the raspy thing in my voice without like choking. Hey, like I could go deep, but then I can't like. My friends say I do a good Dahmer. That's so specific. I don't know what Dahmer sounds like, so I wouldn't even know if you were like accurate or not. Isn't it literally like a medical? Yeah, he has I think he has like really bad acid like reflux, so there's just like acid like corroding his like throat or something like that, which is why his voice sounds like that. Like I'm sure his voice is deep, but the acid reflux is making it worse. Like, I think without the acid reflux, his voice would still be deep, but the acid reflux is just making it deeper and like raspier. You know? Though I'm not sure about Hex Haywire. Like, I know his voice is also very similar to Corpse Husband's. I don't know if he also has the same issue. I've never really heard anyone with a voice like Corpse's except for Hex Haywire. My model is still freaking out. His voice didn't sound deep in his super old vids. I mean, like, he did say that, like, his acid reflux is getting worse with time and there's really nothing he can do. At some point, he's just gonna lose his voice. So I think we're in the part of, his... Do you know Uber Danger, a video game reviewer? No, I'm unaware of Uber Danger. I don't really watch video game reviews. I'd rather play the games myself. Unless it's like one of those hilariously bad games that you know is bad and you want to see what people say about it. Hex said in his debut he has a condition that causes it. Well, I guess they both have the same condition. Like, he's like the first person that I've heard that has a similar voice to like Corpse Husband. Like the exact same tone, the same depth, and then like the raspiness. I just think Uber Danger just sounds very similar to Hex. Okay. Maybe they all have the same issue. I mean, I don't know. I don't have acid reflux. I don't know why I said acid like a New Jersey person. Acid reflux. Acid reflux. Peter, I got acid reflux. I like Badlands Chug's voice. Like, he has a really normal voice to me. I mean, I think his videos are entertaining, but he just sounds like a normal guy. I don't know. Like, I don't really, like, listen to people's voices and think, oh, your voice is, like, gorgeous, you know? Like, I've definitely heard voices that were, like, super unique, but I wouldn't listen to it and be like, wow, what a beautiful voice. I get that in, like, singing. Like, if I hear someone singing, I'm like, oh, wow, what a beautiful voice. I think, like, voice, there's, like, most people don't like their own voices, you know? It takes, like, confidence and all that to like their voices. I don't, like, necessarily hate my voice, but, like, I hate hearing it back, if that makes sense. Like, I think my voice is fine, but when I, like, hear me, like, talk, like, if I hear myself talk in playbacks or videos and stuff like that, I always get a little startled. Mr. Chugs relaxes me to a degree that nothing else can. It's like free therapy session whenever I watch a Chug. It gives me the opposite, like, feeling. Like, I feel very, like, after a certain point, I get stressed for him. Like, I'm worried for his health. Like, I hope he's okay. Like, if he gets sick, I'll be very sad. But I don't think I've ever heard someone's voice and, like, went, oh, wow, like, your voice is, like, gorgeous. I do think, like, personally, some voices, to me, like, again, it's subjective, but, like, I think some voices do sound better, like, than others for certain things. Like, I'd rather have, like, one person, like, read me a bedtime story over someone else, if their voice is, like, different, you know? I can't get this, the first string always killed me. He drank the whole ocean, he'll be fine. Like, I don't know. Voices aren't really something I pay attention to. Maybe, like, once or twice I've heard someone's voice and been like, oh, wow, like, I wasn't expecting your voice to sound like that. It's, like, surprisingly nice. Like, I've had, like, those kind of moments, but I've never been like, oh my god, like, your voice is so cool. Or like, wow, you got a sexy voice. Or like, oh, your voice is like this, that, and the other. I've never really had that. There was this kid in my high school that had like a really high-pitched voice, and she was super, super like self-conscious about it. I guess because like there's a lot of people like online with super high-pitched voices, and like people are always like, you're faking it, and stuff like that. Like Lily Peachy, for example, some people think she's faking it. Like, I think it's real, but at the same time, it's like, if you think she's faking it, like, whatever. But yeah, she had, like, a voice probably higher than Lily Peachy's, and, like, she was always scared to talk, because she thought people would think she was, like, faking it. But, like, we would talk about it and stuff, and she was actually just such a sweet kid. She helped me out with my Spanish homework a lot. And, like, every time she got called on in class, like, she would, like, not talk. And I always felt really bad for her, because she really just hated talking that much. But a lot of the kids in the class were, like, really supportive of her. And, like, after a couple months, she actually started, like, talking to, like, everyone. Because everyone's like, oh, she, like, her voice is so cute. I love her voice. It was really nice. It's muted. I did too much helium as a kid, and now I don't think that's true. I breathed in helium once, but it wasn't enough to make my voice change, which I was really depressed about. Oh, my friends did, though. We all, like, kind of sucked out of the same balloon. And his voice got so high, it was so entertaining. I tried recording it, but it was already wearing off, so it doesn't have the same effect. Yeah, she was, like, her voice was, like, really cute. And everyone in the class was really nice to her. Like, everyone in the class had super different interests. Like, there were many, like, kind of, like, cliques. There are a lot of cliques in my, school. But it wasn't ever, like, mean girls or, like, bullies and stuff like that. But just, like, very obvious cliques, you know? Like, the popular girls and, like, the really shy ones that, like, keep to themselves and doodle in their notebooks. Like, that kind of thing. And she was one of the shyer kids, and all of, like, the popular girls would, like, they would be so nice to her. They'd be like, oh my god, like, your voice is so cute. Like, why don't you talk in Spanish class? Like, and then she started talking a lot more. I haven't spoken to her in years, but, and I don't think I have her contact information, but I hope she's doing well. Like, she was a really sweet girl, and she was really, really nice. And once in a while, we would talk about, like, manga and anime and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, like, sometimes, like, I'm afraid of people saying that, like, I'm trying to copy an anime character with, like, a high-pitched voice or something like that. Because, like, I see a lot of, like, high-pitched people online getting, like, bashed for having, like, fake high-pitched voices. And, like, a lot of the time, there's a lot of, like, you know, very obviously, like, white women forcing their voices to sound like anime girls and like them getting called out on it. And she's like, I don't want that to happen to me, even though I literally sound like that. It's like how people can start to hate their own voice, but when it's something you can't change, it's understandable. Yeah, it's like, I understand like why people would hate their voices. Like sometimes I hate the way I say certain words or like hearing back my voice, but you know, I can't change it, so I just like I can't force myself to talk a certain way. There was also this other person in my they were in the art club, I think. I don't remember their pronouns. I think it was they, them, or something like that. I don't remember. It's been literally years, but they were in the art club. I think they were the president or the vice president or something like that. And their voice wasn't like high pitched or anything, but they had this like lisp that they were super, super like self-conscious of. And like, again, everyone at school was really, really like nice about it, and they would like say really nice things. And they said it was like really cute and stuff. Though they were very like, I don't want to be cute, I want to be cool, I don't want to be cute. But like, they still appreciated like the comments and stuff. They were just kind of being funny. But like, they sounded like a cartoon character. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. I thought it was really cool. Like, when they were talking normally, I was like, wow, like this person just sounds like a cartoon character in the best way possible. Like, I didn't say that because I didn't know how they would have felt about it because I didn't know them at the time. But after like a year or two, I realized that like they didn't really take that kind of stuff to heart, and they would always joke about it too. And apparently they didn't actually have that lisp. Their first language was Chinese, and then when they started learning English, they didn't have a lisp. And then as they started speaking English more, they started like gradually getting a lisp. I thought that was really funny. People have told me they couldn't understand me the first 2 months of knowing me. I don't think I've ever had that with anyone. Or, like, you included, like, sometimes I have moments where, like, I just don't catch something and I say, like, hey, can you repeat that? But it's never really, like, I don't understand. Literally once said I would just say, uh-huh to everything. Oh my god. That's funny. Yeah, like, I get a lot of comments about my voice. Not, like, on stream. Not so much on stream. Like, once in a while I have someone say that my voice is relaxing or something like that. But everywhere else, like, especially in, like, real life, I would get a lot of comments. Or, like, in Discord or something, if, like, someone's, like, introducing me to their friends, they're like, oh, do you have a voice changer on? And I'm like, absolutely not. But, like, I guess people that obviously get more comments about it are probably more prone to getting, like, self-conscious about it. There was a kid in my middle school who had a stutter, and like people bullied him for it, and I felt really bad. He was like genuinely such a sweet kid. Like, obviously I did say like, hey, you should like lay off on him, he's a good kid. Like, I think like not many people like bullied him, but the people that did were really, really mean about it. Like, most people like did say like, hey, like, stop like harassing this kid, like he can't control it. And like one time he like cried because like the other boys like in the class were like really mean to him. But like I think some of the the teachers stood up for him, and a lot of the other students stood up for him. But like middle school was a whole different vibe. Everyone was so mean to everyone. And like there definitely were mean girls and like mean guys and stuff like that. Like the cliques in middle school were so much worse. And then in high school, everyone was just really nice to everyone, which was a good thing, you know, like way better. Like no one was getting bullied, and if someone was, like it would be a riot. I feel I don't know. I felt really bad for that kid. He was genuinely like so sweet, but like no one would like hang out with him, and like no one would like go out of their way to talk to him, or they would just like straight up like bully him. It was really sad. Like I wouldn't say I was friends with him, but like we got along pretty well. I had like an English project with the kid, and he was like, I remember we played like rock, paper, scissors, like, when we finished our project. He was like genuinely such a kind, like, nice kid, but people were just mean because he had a stutter. Like, kids are brutal. I guess especially in like a middle school setting where they're like the 6th graders are like literal babies, and then 8th graders are like going into adulthood and like going through puberty and stuff like that. It's like it's such like like a big weird span of like childhood, you know? It's just it's so strange. My fingers are like less swollen now. That's good. They're getting used to the strings. Thank you, Laika. You came back from your Dead by Daylight just to point that out. You're a real one. You're a real one. Ash got bullied in school. Why? For what? There wasn't really much like bullying in any of the schools that I went to, except middle school. And like it never was directed at me. Like if anything, people really like liked being around me, so no one had any reason to bully me. And I had a really like, I wouldn't say I was like stubborn. I don't know what the word is, but like I guess like people tried bullying me and it didn't really get to me, and they just kind of gave up. I don't think anyone even tried to. I remember this one girl got really mad. Like I was hanging out with this guy, and he's not my friend anymore because he became like a huge scammer on the internet, which is such a wild pipeline. But I met him in middle school, and he also went to the same high school as me. And he ended up becoming like a scammer on the internet, which was really weird. So we're obviously not friends anymore. Because why would I be friends with an internet scammer? But I would hang out with him a lot. And he was kind of like my bro. And like for Halloween and stuff, we would have like matching Halloween costumes and stuff like that. But so some girl that was like really into him really did not like that I was hanging out with him. Like for Christmas one year, my best friend got me like I don't know what to call it, like a pillow. It was like a pillow shaped like a loaf of bread. Like it's kind of funny, you know, like a goofy little like gag pillow. And I got it for Christmas, and I obviously didn't have the space in my backpack to put a whole pillow in with my books and all that, so I was just carrying it around. And my good old homie, my good old scammer homie, he came up and he took it and he like put it in his stomach, and he was like, I'm pregnant, whatever, like, you know, middle school humor. And for some reason, the girl that was really into him really did not like that he was like making pregnancy jokes with my pillow. And she like was pressed, and she tried like harassing me over it, and I like went to her and I was like, literally, it's not that deep. Like, we're just hanging out and I'm not stealing him from you. I have no plans of dating my homie. Like, they were homeschooled their whole life. My mom called me a goofy kid. Yeah. But I think like the bullying issue really was just like towards kids that were like disabled, which really sucked. Like, even though the teachers did try to like stop it, the kids just did not care. They'd get in trouble all the time. Sometimes they'd get like suspended, wouldn't come for like weeks because of how bad the bullying was, and they'd like still do it after coming back. So it's like no idea why, but damn, I can't believe you. Yeah, she genuinely got really mad about the whole like joke. Like, she thought I was like stealing her boyfriend away. They weren't even like dating or anything. It was very strange. Like, it's one thing to like mess around with your friends, you know, like, you know, and you're jabbing at your friend, you're like oh, you're so dumb, like that kind of thing. But like, there was a serious bullying issue in my middle school. Like, I'm very lucky to not have been bullied, and people really liked me in school, both like high school and middle school. But especially in middle school, like seeing kids get bullied like that, even if they were getting stood up for and defended, it's like, it just kind of sucked. Like, it was such a like horrible issue that I don't even know what could have fixed. Like, you know, all those videos that are like, oh, like bystanders are the reason why bullying keeps happening. It's like, there were no bystanders. Like, everyone who saw it happen would like tell them to stop and like defend them, but it just kept happening anyway. And then it's like, you tell the teachers, and the teachers are also like really good people, and they were like trying to stop it, and like they were suspending the really like mean kids and stuff, but they'd come back after like 2 weeks of being suspended and keep bullying the same kids again. It's like, how often do you need to get suspended to like learn your lesson? And since it was like a public school, it's not like they could just like kick them out, you know? Like, you're bullying too much, leave, you know? Like, I'm sure those kids that were bullying also had like mental issues of their own, and they were taking it out on kids that were less fortunate than them to, I guess, feel superiority. But it's still kind of fucked up. Hari would protect me, the bullied young Morty. Like, I wouldn't say I was like popular in school, but like everyone knew me. Like, some like people wouldn't know my name, but people would know who I was. They'd be like, oh, like the one with, at the time I had like dyed hair, and a lot of middle schoolers didn't really have dyed hair, at least in my middle school, and people knew me as the guy with like the dyed hair. So even if they didn't know my name, they'd be like, oh, like, yeah, the blonde one, the purple haired one, the blue one. Like, I dyed my hair a lot. And I think one time, I remember I was running late to like science class or something, and I tripped. And the same mean guys that would like bully the guy with the stutter tried bullying me for it, but like I just kind of brushed it off. Like, it was definitely embarrassing, but like they tried bullying me for it, and I just didn't care, and they just stopped. I'm very lucky to not have been bullied much myself. As much as I did not enjoy middle school or high school, it took me much later to realize that the bullied would actually like hanging out with me, and because of the fact that I realized how it wasn't that bad at all. Yeah. Like, obviously, like, no one wants to get bullied. And it's just like, obviously there is the real issue of like bystanders and like obviously the bullies, but it's like, in my middle school, I don't know how they would have solved the bullying issue. I remember one time I got like kicked by like some girl who was like dancing in the hallway. I was just going to the bathroom during my English class, and some girl like kicked me in the hallway. And she's like, watch where you're going. Like, exactly like that. She's like, watch where you're going, loser. Like, she said it like that, and I was like, I just gave her a look, because I was like, I'm walking in a straight line, and you're the one dancing in the hallway. Like, why should I be the one? Like, if anything, watch where you're dancing. Like, why are you dancing in the hallway in the first place? There's literally, like, a gymnasium. There's, like, a dance studio where you could dance in, and you're dancing in the hallway. Like, I didn't say anything to her, but, you know. She was one of the friends with the girl that didn't like me, because I was hanging out with her crush, I guess. So maybe she told all her friends that, like, I was an asshole or something. So you were the MC of your school? Not really. Like, there were definitely, like, popular girls and popular guys, and everyone knew their names, and people would always gossip about them. Like, oh, did you hear about girl A? She, like, did this, blah, 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 on Snapchat, and it's like, okay, whatever. Like, those were the popular people. Those were, like, the main characters, and, like, the mean girls and all that. I wasn't really, I feel like I was more of a side character. Like, the side characters that stand out, you know? Oh my god. This is, like, kind of, like, a tangent, but in middle school, there was, like, the class president and stuff like that. And I applied for treasurer. Well, it's not that I applied for treasurer, they made me apply for treasurer. So, our, like, grade, our entire grade, every grade, all 3 grades were split up into, like, letters. So there would be, like, ABC for, like, 8th grade, and then, like, EFG for, like, 7th, like, stuff like that. And, in 8th grade, my thing was, like, 8A, and then the A would also be split up into 4s. So the grades would be split up into 3 numbers, and then those numbers would be split up into 4 groups. So for example, it would be like 8th grade would be 8A, 8B, 8C, and then 8A would have 8A1, 8A2, 8A3, stuff like that. And for each letter, like, the only people that were allowed to be school, like, class president and, like, school president, stuff like that, it was only the 8th graders, and there would be one candidate from each group. So 8A would have one candidate for something, and like throughout all 8A 1 to 4 and stuff like that. And all the other 8th grade like letters applied except for 8A. No one in 8A applied for anything. Like everyone in 8A just did not care for like school president, school vice president, school treasurer, stuff like that. No, literally no one applied for any of the 3 roles. So there were 3 candidates for the 3 letters. So there should have been 9 candidates, right? But there were only 6 because 3 people, like 3 out of like maybe hundreds of kids, just did not want to deal with it. So the principal of the school went to all the teachers in AA and was like, pick people that you would want to represent your like thing. And I got picked as one of them. And I said like, no, I don't want to like do this. This is not something I care about. Like I just kind of want to focus on my grades. I don't really care for like handling the money of like 8th grade like trips and stuff like that. And my English teacher was like, you have to do it. Like no one else wants to do it. It has to be you. And I was like, fine, okay, I'll do it. And I did it, and I didn't really care about it, and then I got really into it. Cause like I thought it was kind of funny to like have this whole like political thing in middle school. I thought it was hilarious. And then I got really into it. And then I was like, oh, well, like people know who I am because my hair is dyed all the time, so they'll just vote for me. Easy as that. And I did that, and everyone votes, 6th to 8th grade. 8th grade gets more votes. They get to vote twice. But I applied for treasurer, and there were 2 other people applying for treasurer. I got 2nd, so I didn't become the treasurer. And this kid named John, literally John, like the most basic like white boy name ever, he became treasurer. And he won because he bribed all the 8th graders who get 2 votes, like the double votes. He bribed them with Oreos during lunch. And I will never forgive him for that. Like, we were really nice. Like, it was like really friendly competition, you know? I wasn't gonna like yell at him or like get mad at him for winning. Like, they voted for him, he won, like whatever. But he won because he gave them Oreos. Like that you're so sly. Shady John, I won't forget that. John hate. Like, John was like really nice. He was like kind of part of like the mean guys group, but he was the only guy that wasn't mean. And I remember I asked him, I was like, why do you hang out with them? And he's like, it's literally because I only have classes with them and no one else. Like, I don't really have a choice to hang out with anyone else. And I was like, oh, that sucks. But like, I don't know why, but like, I will hold that against him forever. Like, I haven't spoken to him since like literally middle school, which has been like years and years now. But like, every time like I think about middle school, I think about the time he bribed the 8th graders with Oreos and won. I was so pissed about that. Like, I didn't even care about winning. I didn't care about winning or becoming treasurer. I cared about the fact that I lost because of a bribe. Like, if I was gonna lose, I wanted to lose fair and square, not because of Oreos. The kids love Oreos. Gotta start him young. Joe already knew the ways. He knew the corrupt ways of the world. Like, maybe it wasn't his intention to bribe. Because I don't think, like, a 12, 13-year-old really understands bribery. But, like, he literally bribed them and won. Beaten by Oreos, literally. If I was gonna get beaten, I didn't care getting beaten fair and square. That was whatever, I didn't care. But the fact that I lost to a bribe? Seriously? That was so frustrating. And the thing is, right, even though I lost, I still got invited to all the meetings anyway. And it was like, what was the point of having the election? Like, I still got invited to everything anyway, like, even though I didn't win. I was like John's substitute. Like, if John was sick, they'd just take me instead. It was really strange. And it was always the most useless meetings, too. This one, like, a representative of, like, my state's, like, lunch committee or whatever, they make all the lunch menus for like the free school lunches and stuff like that. They came to my school and they were like, we want the opinions of like the kids, right? Like what they think of the school lunch and like how we could improve the menu. And they invited all of us. They invited all the people that got elected plus me for some reason, even though I wasn't elected. And we all sat at a table with this like guy from the committee. And we were talking about the food and stuff. And we gave him some like really good ideas saying like, hey, like I get you're trying to go for like healthy, but it actually just tastes like ass. Like it's so dry, there's no seasoning, it tastes really bad. And then we'd put up a bunch of like ideas like, hey, maybe we can try this. And they'd be like, no, kids are allergic to this. And then we'd be like, okay, how about this instead? And they'd be like, no, that has like 10 more calories than our limit. And it's like, everything we gave them, they just turned down. So it's like, what was the point of doing that? You asked for our opinion and you're just not listening. I think he perfectly understood bribery but didn't know what it was called. Maybe. Like, I definitely think that my speech was better than his. But, you know. And the sad thing is, I would have won if he didn't bribe the 8th graders. The 8th graders with their double votes, man. He knew exactly what he was doing. Like, all the 6th graders and 7th graders loved me. They thought I was cool. They would, like, walk up to me in the hallway and be like, you're so cool. Like, you're my idol. And I thought it was really funny that they said that. Gonna head out. Good night. Good night. Thank you for coming. But yeah, like, I don't know. I would have won if it weren't for those darned 8th graders. Those Oreos, man. People love Oreos. You think that'll work if I apply for, like, secretary in real life? I bribe the people with Oreos. The story basically says that genuinely, it genuinely is such a, like, it's so depressing that, like, a 13-year-old is bribing, you know? I really hope he's, like, still a good kid. Because he was a good kid then. But many, many years have passed since then, and he's a grown man now. Hopefully he's, like, not a bad person. I can't believe you still just got in anyway. The thing is, like, I wasn't technically elected, so I had, like, no official title. Like, I wasn't the treasurer at all. I wasn't the vice president or president or anything. Like, I had nothing. I had no power, really. I had no title or anything either, but... Like, I had no title. I had, like, no say in anything. But for some reason, like, all the meetings and stuff, they would take me. They didn't even take the 3rd treasurer candidate. They just took me. They took me and the actual treasurer. But, like, my opinion didn't even matter. Like, everyone would pitch in ideas for, like, meetings and stuff. And then the adults would just be like, well, we can't do that because of this rule. And we'd try to, like, make a workaround around it. And then they'd be like, no, well, we can't do that either. I still remember the vice principal of the school. She had, like, the most obnoxious, like, speaking voice and accent. And, like, whenever we had meetings with her, she'd be like, okay, we're gonna plan out the school trips for the rest of the students. Or we're like, oh yeah, great, we can, like, plan school trips people actually enjoy instead of, like, them taking us to, like, probably just, like, the park or something, you know? And we would be like, oh, what about, like, the X Museum that we could actually, like, do things in and, like, interact with stuff in a fun way while also learning. And they'd be like, well, no, our budget doesn't do that. And then the treasurer would be like, okay, we can get rid of the money here that we're going to use for this event and then use it for the trip. And she'd be like, well, that's against our policy to do that. And it's like, why did you even elect us in the first place? Was it just for fun? It's Oreos, I like them, but I wouldn't waste my vote on something that's not gonna last. But at the same time, it's like, did those votes really matter? Because our says didn't matter either. They were like, your voice matters. You're gonna be the voice for the whole school if something happens. You're gonna plan out all the trips, and you're gonna do this and that. And then it's like, when the meetings happened, like, the vice principal would always be like, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. And it's just like, what was the point? Like, you elected us saying that what we said matters and actually could do something. And it's like, they're just not. Literally, that emoji is what she sounds like. Just like, actually, you can't do that because the rules and the rules of the school are that you can't, like, and just like the most like stupid rule too. They probably just got used to like, but at the same time, it's like, if they know that like what we say isn't gonna matter, why would they say it? You know? Like, they did the whole election process. And the thing is, right, the treasurer handles the money for like events and stuff. Like, they obviously don't have direct access to like the school's money, but like they would give us like a number and be like, okay, now divide this number into things that we can use it for. And the election itself like did actually like cost like real human money, you know? So whenever we tried to like take money out of that, because we really didn't need all of that money to like host the election. All we needed was just like the auditorium space, which was free because the auditorium was in our school. So we were just like, okay, we don't need this much money for the elections because like our voice isn't really that like important, right? It just seems like it's for fun and like get the kids to feel like they're doing something important. And then like we can move that money into like a school trip that actually matters for like fun, you know, and also a learning experience. And we tried to move the money out of the election into like a school trip. And they were like, no, you can't do that because we're not allowed to take the money out of the election pool. And it's like, you hired a treasurer and the treasurer can't even handle anything. No, it's not even like in the terms that like when I say I don't care, it's more like I didn't care for the title or for any of that, because at the end of the day, it just seemed like a popularity contest. Like all the popular kids that did apply and ended up winning, except for in 8A, because no one really cared and no one applied. But in that sense, it just seemed like a clout contest, and I didn't care for that. But I was like, okay, well, I don't really like see the point of this, right? And then when it did happen, and then they picked John, and I was like, oh, well, he won because of Oreos. That sucks. But like, it's not a huge loss for me. I can just go back to class like nothing happened. And like, no one's gonna be an asshole about it. Like, haha, you lost, so I didn't really care in that sense. But I care in that they gave us this like false sense of hope, you know? And like, nothing really mattered. Maybe that's why the class you were in didn't select someone they knew it wasn't gonna matter. That's the thing, though. It's like no one knew that. Like no one knows about like what goes on in the office. The office in like big air quotes. It's not like we had an office to ourselves. We just had meetings like once a month. But like they did all that work, all that election stuff, and all the titles and whatnot, and they still invited me anyway, even though I wasn't elected. And then that already shows that the votes don't matter. And then when they say, oh, your voice matters, it's like, well, they don't listen to anything we say because of the rules. So it's like, why elect us in the first place if you're not gonna listen to what we have to say? Like, sure, I get it. Like, we're all under the age of like 14. Like, we're all like 13 to like, we're like 10 to 13-year-olds. We're like babies. Like, I get that. Like, you don't want to listen to what kids have to say. But like, don't say that it matters and then give us things to do and then be like, well, you can't do that. Like, just don't have an election in the first place. It's just such a waste of money, too. Like, they're using real money for those elections. It's like, they hired people to count the votes and stuff. Like, it's... it's ridiculous. It's actually so ridiculous. It's such a waste of money. Like, the government's giving you money to, like, keep the school functioning, and you're using it for this, like, pointless election. For kids, too, like, no less. Like, if you're gonna do it for fun, then say it's for fun. Don't lie to us, you know? Don't lie to kids. Lie to kids if you have to. Like, you know, Santa? Like, that whole thing? Do that. Do, like, harmless lies like that. But don't tell them that, like, kids that are growing into adults and going through puberty and literally having the worst times of their lives to be like, hey, your voice matters, and then take that away from you. How did the other roles do anyway, the president and the vice pres? It's the same thing. Like, so how it kind of worked was that the treasurer would, like, deal with, like, the money, in air quotes. which was literally just a number that the vice principal of the school gave us to deal with. And then we would take those and we would give them to the vice president, not vice president, yeah, the vice president or the president. They'd be like, okay, we like this. Now we're gonna take it to the principal of the school, or like the vice principal of the school. And the president and vice president would take what we all planned together and take it to the principal or the vice principal, and they would just be like, no, I don't think so. And then it was just like, oh, and we start all over again. It was just really like pointless. Like, they just kind of had like a glorified elected friend group. That's all it was. And the thing is, right, like, I was the only one that wasn't even elected that was part of it anyway. I'm not really sure why they did that. Like, they didn't do anything anyway, so it's not like they needed like an extra like set of hands, you know? It's not like they needed me for anything. They didn't need any of us for anything. It was really strange. And then my high school also had like elections and stuff like that, but apparently like what they did actually mattered. I didn't apply for that because my high school was like huge, and that was like a lot of work. But it was just like, why? Put as president of our school, literally. Really strange system that they had going. I mean, my middle school, like, I didn't hate it. Like, I had some really good memories there, and the teachers were really cool, and like I made some like lifelong friends there that I still talk to this day, even after all these years. But like the actual like way the school ran was really bad. Like, the vice principal was kind of like a huge asshole. I broke my leg once in 6th grade, and I had trouble like getting around the school. There was no elevator, escalator, anything at all for like wheelchairs or people with crutches or injuries. So I missed out on a lot of school, and they dropped my grade, despite the fact that I told them I literally couldn't do anything. And they were like, oh, get homeschooled instead. So I was homeschooled for the duration of it. And when I came back, they were like, oh, well, all of your homeschooling stuff didn't really count, so you're gonna have to take these tests again anyway, which just kind of sucked. Yeah, my middle school, it wasn't bad. Like, I had a great time, actually. Like, I had so much fun. Like, I met a lot of great people, and I had, like, lots of great trips and, like, lots of great meetings. But the actual school, like, the way it ran, the people who ran the school kind of sucked. And I vividly remember like my mom got really upset about the whole, like, injury thing, and she, like, complained to them. And they were like, I don't remember what they said, but it was just really annoying. It was a whole thing. If anything, I think, like, my high school had the opposite issue, where it was, like, the school ran, like, okay. Like, the teachers were okay and stuff like that. But, like, there were so many, like, bad issues there. Did they really just say skill issue after you injured yourself? Yeah, basically. Like, I didn't injure myself on the school grounds, so I guess they didn't feel responsible. I got injured on my way, like, out of school, and I guess the second I walk out that door, it's not their problem. Because I tripped on the school staircase outside, like, leaving. Like, there's a staircase outside of the school doors, and I tripped on it. And it was, like, a really minor trip, so I was like, oh, I feel fine, whatever. And I walked to the train station, and then at the train station, I was like, okay, something is wrong. And then I went to the doctor's, like, a day after, and it was, like, this tiniest little, like, crack. Like a hair-sized crack. Like, they didn't even see it on the first x-rays. I had to take, like, a couple x-rays until they saw it, but after that, like, we went to the school, and they're like, there's nothing we can really do. Like, you're just gonna have to miss class. Yeah, I don't know. The school, the people who ran the school sucked, but the teachers were great, and, like, the students, the people that I met there were really great. And then in high school, it was kind of the same thing, but, like, worse. The people I met were great. The teachers kind of sucked. Like, I can probably only count maybe, like, 2 teachers I actually really liked from there. And then the principal, like, really just did not care about the kids at all. Like, at all. Like, there's a lot of, like, personal stuff that I won't say, but, like, the principal really just did not care for us as, like, people. So whenever something happened, like something really bad happened, whether like a kid like broke out in a fight or like there were some really, really like big bad issues that happened in the school. Like there were like literally like acts of violence from like students in the school. And whenever it would get on the news or something, the principal would like try to like cover it up to like keep up the school's name. Like they would cover up the news and stuff like that, or like the evidence, so it wouldn't get out. It was really bad. Like all the kids knew. Like all the kids knew she was doing that, but like even if we told like the news, like they didn't listen because like there was no evidence. Though one time, the whole air conditioning system of the school broke, and kids were literally like passing out from like heat stroke because of how bad it was. Like it was hotter inside the school than it was outside the school, and like the toilets were melting off of the wall. It was really, really bad, and that was something that the school couldn't cover up because there were literally pictures on like people's Snapchat of like the like sinks and toilets melting off of the wall because of the heat, and they would like send that to the news, and the news would like report on it, and that was like the only thing that really got out. But like there would be literal like acts of like criminal violence in the school, and the school would cover it up. And if the kid knew anything and like said anything to like news, like the news would just not believe us because there was like no proof, and the principal would cover it up. It was really bad. Like that was horrible. Like actually so bad. But like at least the heat thing got out. And then after it got on like the literal like news about our school's like walls melting and falling apart, then the principal was like, well, I guess we can fix the air conditioners. It's like, now you want to? Like 3 kids in a week fainted from how bad the heat was, and they were hydrated. But it's like, the heat was that bad. Like kids were getting hospitalized, and the walls are literally melting. And they didn't think to fix the air conditioners except for in the dance classrooms and in the gym. Because they were like, well, that's where the kids are going to be exercising, so we should fix the air conditioners there and nowhere else. So they fixed the air conditioners in the dance rooms and in the gym. But it's like, people are literally fainting in the classroom, so that's obviously like horrible that you're only paying for like the bare minimum. They never really got any repercussions? No. Like, the kid that got arrested, like, I don't even think he got arrested. I think he just got, like, suspended. It really sucked. That sounds like a lawsuit. Yeah, it was a whole thing. And, like, the second the kids, like, I remember there was, like, an Instagram account that was, like, if you have struggled with the heat from inside the school, like, follow the account and tell us your story, and we're gonna send everything to the news. And I remember I, like, sent a message to them about, like, how the sink in one of the bathrooms like fell off, and I sent them the picture, and then they sent that to they sent everything that we had to say to the news. And I think it was like 241 students total like submitted like really like bad horror stories about the heat to the news. And then after it got out, the principal started like actually fixing the air conditioners and stuff. But at that point it was already too late, and like the heat wave was already ending, so it was like, well, like, you wasted your money. You should have used it when the kids were fainting. Yeah, this school was, like, rough. Like, literal criminal violence, and it's like, they're covering it up. I remember being really stressed one day. Like, I heard about what happened. Like, it's kind of like a big, like, hush-hush secret. Like, oh, did you know the kid from X class is, like, literally a criminal? And then it's like, oh, are you serious, right? And I remember I came home, like, kind of freaked out that I was like, there's a literal, like, criminal in my grade. And I told my mom that, and she, like, freaked out. And then she, like, told a bunch of other parents about it. And then it's like, the school still isn't really doing anything. They still just kind of swept it under the rug. It was really strange. A really weird, really weird system the school had. Like, right before I got in the school, they had a much better principal who, like, actually cared about the kids. But I think she, like, left to go to another school or something like that, and then the new principal was just, like, really just didn't care. Like, I've seen like videos and pictures of her at like staff meetings just looking on her phone and stuff like that. And like a lot of the kids would be like, oh, the principal's just like on her phone. Like, despite the fact that like the teachers and like faculty are talking about like us and our safety, and she's just on her phone. Like these really like blurry zoomed in pictures of her, because like kids would like sneak in to like take pictures of her. We hated her. We did not like her at all. So people would do everything in their power to get dirt on her, to get her fired. Like, it was kind of funny. And like, I guess in that sense, like the entire like student body was like a community, and that they hated, like, no matter who you were, no matter what classes you were taking, what type of person you were, whether you were a popular girl or like a really shy, like nerdy kid, like we all hated the principal. Oh, no. My middle school was not that bad. My middle school was just the one that like didn't really like do anything with the whole like election thing. My high school was the one that was like walls melting, criminals everywhere, like them covering up information. The thing is, I didn't stay that long because I hated the school, so I left. But I definitely could put it in a story. That school was actually like absolutely wild. I remember one time they locked us in the lunchroom because like one kid was like smoking, and they were like, if you don't like come out, like if the kid who was smoking doesn't come out or reveal themselves, everyone else is gonna be locked in the cafeteria. And they closed the doors and they like padlocked it. And it was like we were missing class and our grades were like bad for that day, which I think is literally illegal. I don't think they can do that. But I remember my friends and I like sitting at our lunch table like freaking out. I was like, I literally have chem next period, and I'm kind of struggling in that class. I need to go there now, but they're locking us in because like one kid smoked or something, and they made us all suffer for it. Like, I don't think that's the right way to handle that kind of issue, you know? I don't even think that's legal to begin with. Yeah, my high school really was just like bad. Yeah, like, I don't remember who the kid was. I remember like seeing the kid smoking in the corner of the lunchroom, and then like the fire alarms went off or something. Like the smoke detectors went off, and the staff got really upset about it, and they like locked down the entire lunchroom, and they're like, if you don't come out right now, everyone's getting locked in with you. And like, of course the kid didn't come out. Like, they would be like public enemy number one if they came out, and then like everyone in that period would be like, oh, this is the reason why we got locked in and failed our test or something. Like, I was lucky I didn't have a test that day, but oh wow, that was a core memory of my of my high school experience. They locked us all in for like 45 minutes. I basically missed the entire next period. It was so bad. And I told my chem teacher, I remember vividly going to him and being like, hey, like they locked us all in the lunchroom. No, it was the other kid, another kid who was in my chem class. I wasn't really friends with them, but we had chem together, and we both walked in super late. And her grades weren't really that good, and she would always like slack off and like be on her phone and stuff, and she'd always get in trouble. So when she was like, oh, we got locked in, like he didn't believe her. But since I was like always showing up on time and like doing my homework, I was like, no, like believe her. Like, we literally got locked in because some kids smoked, and they locked us all in. And he was like, should I like bring that up to like the principal or something? Like, I feel like that's not okay. And I said like maybe. And it didn't happen again after that, so maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Or maybe the kids just realized maybe I shouldn't smoke in the lunchroom. But there were so many like weird moments in this school. There were weird moments, there were bad moments, there were good moments. My art teacher dressed up as Sonic once for Halloween. I guess that was a weird moment. Like, the entire experience was a fever dream. That school was like... That school was something. Like, I thought middle school was weird. But then, like, getting into high school and then, like, getting out of high school and looking back on all of that, I realized high school was probably one of the weirdest times of my life. The school had really weird priorities. Like, I understand, right? Like, if a kid smokes in school, that's obviously a bad thing. One, kids should not be smoking, right? 2, kids shouldn't be smoking in school. And 3, kids shouldn't be smoking in an enclosed space. That's a fire hazard. I get it. But, like, don't lock kids in for 45 minutes in, like, an enclosed space. Like, that's another disaster waiting to happen. But yeah, my school had a lot of, like, really weird, like, stories. Weird things happen, good things happen, bad things happen. It was really strange. And a lot of, like, news, I guess, would get out quick. So if, like, if the school did something, like, borderline illegal or something, or they were covering up something, like, the kids would know. Like, the kids had connections. Like, some kids would, like, talk to, like, I forget what they're called. You know, like, teachers in training? They're, like, college students that are, like, teaching and training and stuff like that. Like, those college students would sometimes be friends with, like, some of the high school students, you know? The age gap isn't that big. You know, they're still college students, and then high school students who are almost in college, you know? The age gap isn't that big. So sometimes the high school students would, like, be friends with some of these, like, teachers in training. And sometimes the teachers in training would, like, talk to, like, the students about some things that would happen behind the scenes. And, like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The things that would get around the school. And every time it would get around, the principal would try to, like, die it down. But it never worked. Like, we all, like, collectively as a school just hated the higher ups of that school. Like, it doesn't sound like a real, like, story. Like, it definitely sounds made up. Like, people could probably think I'm lying, but I don't really, like, if there ever is another streamer from my school, like, I will probably, like, ask them to confirm my statements. Like, it was so wild. It was a genuinely, like, insane experience. It might have been short because I left, but oh wow, that was bad. Oh yeah, some of the teachers were really cool. Like, I had, I forget who it was, my trigonometry and I think statistics. She taught both at once. She was, like, a pair with, like, another teacher. So she had, I think it was her husband? I don't remember. It was her and this guy, and they were both teaching the class together. And I'd never had a, like, class like that with 2 teachers, and I was like, how is that even gonna go? Like, are they gonna disagree on things? Like, how is that gonna work? But it actually worked out really well, and I feel like that was the best I'd ever done in high school. And she was really sweet, and sometimes she would just, like, on math tests and stuff, she would put, like, extra credit, like, questions that would be like, what is my favorite, like, heavy metal band or something like that. And I remember vividly during one of the quizzes for statistics, there was a thing that was like, what is my all-time favorite band? And I was like, oh, I don't know that. So I just put, like, Green Day. And when I got my quiz back, she was like, that's not the right answer, but I do like Green Day, so I'll give you a 0.5 on this. And I was like, oh. She was really sweet. I'm gonna look where other and ask about Oreo bribes and smoking. Okay. I don't think, because the Oreo thing was, like, middle school. I don't really, like, interact with people from my middle school except, like, maybe, like, 5 people. Like, I think I actually commissioned one of my middle school friends for some of my art for stream and stuff recently. Really cute art. I don't think I've shown it anywhere. It might have been my profile picture for a couple of days before I debuted, but I still talk to them. I think one of them is a VTuber. I'm not sure. Maybe they might remember the Oreo thing. They probably don't, because it was, like, ages ago, and, like, they weren't really involved. But, oh god, like, the smoke stuff and, like, the heat wave stuff, oh my goodness. I feel like that sort of thing genuinely doesn't sound real. And I remember going to school one day and my friends running up to me being like, did you see the news? We were on the news yesterday. And I'd open the news and they'd be like, students from X school, like, reported that the walls in their school were melting because of the heat wave, and recorded temperatures inside the school were hotter than outside of the school. Maybe I should write a story about it, like a big expose. But the school might, like, sue me or something. So much personal information, you know? They might sue me. I wouldn't want that. Though I did hear that the, after I left the school, the principal got replaced because people complained so much. So I guess that's good. Hopefully they're going in the right direction now, but... That Oreo thing, yeah. The Oreo thing was my own personal grudge. I don't think anyone would remember that at all. Like, I won't forget it, John. I'm on to you, John. I'll remember you for the rest of my days. But yeah, everyone in that high school had like the same collective experience of the walls melting and people fainting and like getting rushed to the hospital and stuff like that, and literal criminals and violence. It was a lot. Like, that was a whole thing. That was just literally insane. Hopefully, things get a little better. I heard the principal got replaced. I think she got fired. Like, a lot of people complained to, like, the actual, like, state. Like, people, like, complained to, like, the city or the state or something like that. And they went out of their way to, like, fire her. For good reason. Like, she did not care about anyone except herself and her money, I guess. But oh wow, that was a wild experience. Like, I completely forgot about it. Not that well, I wouldn't say forgot. I guess it's more like repressed. Like, that was such a weird time in my life that I guess my brain just kind of like took that memory out of my head. Yeah. Weird stuff. Weird world we live in. What if somebody just made the events in that story as if it was fictional? They probably could do that to avoid like a lawsuit. Though I don't think, like, now that the corrupt principal is like has been kicked out, I think we'll be fine. Like, from what I heard, I don't know if it's true or not. I know she got fired, but then apparently she also got demoted as well and got moved to like a really like small school somewhere as like just regular staff as opposed to someone with like high standing power. Because she was like a principal of another school prior, but like I don't think she's allowed to be a principal anymore after what happened. And like all of the shit she did. Deserved, though. Like, I remember a lot of people being like, yeah, I met her once and she just was like a huge asshole. So, you know. It's for the best. I hope she stays demoted. Oh my goodness, she was horrible. Like, she wasn't even like bad at her job. I think she was just a bad person. But again, I didn't really know her personally, so I don't know. Maybe one day I'll, like, write a fictional story about it. I'll make the events, like... I'll change the events slightly so it's fictional. It'll be a fictional story based on real events. Like, I'll change the name of the school, and, like, all the students, I'll change their names, and the staff, and all that. Maybe something like that. I haven't really written anything proper in a while. I remember I wrote like a short story for a job. Like, I applied for a job that required me to write a short story. And they liked it, but they didn't hire me. maybe I'll like write 1 page a day. I'll buy your book. I don't know. I wouldn't know how well I'd be able to write, like, non-fiction. Because I only ever wrote fiction. Make the school isekai. Maybe, that would be kind of cool. Like, I got transported to, like, an alternate dimension, and everyone in the alternate dimension was corrupt or something like that. I feel like I would end up writing it, like, 1984, if anyone's read that. Like, it's, like, kind of depressing, but kind of funny at the same time. Wattpad. Oh god, I don't even want to get back to that. But the last thing I wrote was for a job. And prior to that, I hadn't written for ages. I might have to write something again, because I'm applying for it at their job. They might make me write something. We'll see. But for now, I just stream, and I'll enjoy that. You know? Yeah, that was... Just like thinking back on all the stuff that happened, it was so wild. I remember. I also have. It's not like as crazy, but the teacher that dressed up as Sonic, not even like she wasn't even like wearing a Sonic dress or anything. She had like a whole like fursuit of Sonic, which was really strange to see. That like a whole fursuit in school. I don't think she was a furry, but she had like a whole fursuit of Sonic. And like Sonic specifically. And I asked her, like, are you a furry? And she was like, no, I just really like Sonic. And I was like, okay. But I remember she was my art teacher. And she had this one class where we had to like draw something. And I drew the thing, and she was like, your lines are way too soft here. Can you make them thicker? And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And she said, I'll grade it as a 70 if you hand it in like this. But if you make the lines thicker, I'll give you 100. And I was like, okay, I'll do that, right? And then I made the lines thicker, and then I handed it into her. And then she was like, these lines are too thick. It looks like a cartoon. And then she gave me an 8.5 out of 10. And I was like, are you serious? The tangent was the best thing I've ever tangented. Yeah, I don't, like, that wasn't like a bad memory or anything, but I just remember being really pissed that day. Because she was literally like, I'll give this a 7, but if you make it better, I'll give you 100. Like, I'll give you a 10 out of 10. And I was like, oh, great, that's perfect, thank you. And then I made the lines thicker, and then I submitted it to her, and then she was like, 8.5 out of 10, the lines are too thick. You made them too thick. And I was like, you asked for them to be thicker than this. I made them as thick as possible like you told me to. It wasn't even her just being like, oh, just make it a bit thicker. Like, I made them a bit thicker and I handed them back to her and she was like, oh, this still isn't thick enough. You can just work on it again. And I said, okay. And then I made them like even thicker and then she was like, oh, now these are too thick. I'll give you an 8.5. And then she just didn't let me work on it anymore. Which was really strange. One time me and my friends tried to cosplay to school, but the assistant principal made us take the wigs off. There was a cosplay club in my school. I was in it. I didn't like show up to school in cosplay ever, but like I think the president and one of the members came to school in cosplay all the time. And I remember like one of my friends who did that, she got like bullied for it a lot. And then suddenly people were being really nice about it. It was wild. But yeah, I guess in that sense, like, it was a very artsy-fartsy school, so they didn't really care about what we did, whether we had, like, faces full of piercings or dyed hair or, like, wigs or whatever. I remember full on, like, the president of the cosplay club, like, came to school as, like, Itachi from Naruto. Like, had the whole hair and, like, robe and everything, and they didn't say a thing. So, like, they have to have been critiqued by Sonic fan. I mean, the thing is, I've never seen her art. Even though she was my art teacher, I had never seen her art before. Tem cosplay. Tem, do you cosplay actively? Or do you just kind of do it for fun? Like, are you a con goer? Do you go to cons and cosplay? Or do you just kind of like... dress up once in a while? If you're still here, of course. Oh, I remember I joined the fencing club for a bit. Only because my friend was in it. I was not very good at fencing. And my friends, for some reason, didn't really teach me. Like, a bunch of us just showed up to the fencing club. I remember a lot of, like, girls came because they thought the guys in the fencing club were really cute. And then a bunch of, like, other guys would show up just because they liked hanging out. And I was one of the guys that showed up for hanging out. Like, one of my close friends was in the fencing club. And I joined the fencing club, and I didn't even fence, really. Like, they didn't make me fence. Like, I fenced a little bit. And, like, I didn't understand a thing. And they were like, you know what, it's whatever. You're here to hang out. It's fine. And I was like, okay. You had haircut policies and facial hair policies? Oh, no. Like, we had, like, kids with, like, full-on, like, beards. We had kids that would, like... We had, like, girls come in, like, literally just their bra and, like, jeans. And people with, like, covered in tattoos or, like, piercings, and they did not care. I think once in a while they would be like, hey, can you like ease it on the piercings. Like when you come to school, only come with like some of these, not all of them. But like they were really chill about clothing, as long as you weren't like butt naked, you know. As long as you like covered the parts that you needed to cover, they really did not care. Like there were girls that were basically like half naked in school, and no one cared. I mean, I think it was more of a personal thing. Like some teachers would be like, "Put a sweater on," but some people just really did not like give like two shits. Just for fun sometimes. I don't have the money or skills to get serious about it. Yeah, I get that. Cosplay is expensive. Especially if you're buying everything. And then again, it's like when you make props out of like EVA foam and stuff like that. I remember in the cosplay club, I like learned how to make armor and stuff. Like it's so time consuming. Like if you want it to look good and like craft like good armor, it's really time consuming. Fencing sounds fun. I really sucked at it, but it was cool to be able to like hold a weapon, you know? Like it obviously didn't hurt anyone. They had like points and you couldn't take the points off because the school was very like strict about, you know, literal weapons in the school. But then again, there was like we had paper cutters because there was a lot of art related things in the school. We had paper cutters, and one of my friends literally cut a piece of his finger off with the paper cutter. So I guess like I don't know. They were fine with the paper cutters, but not fine with the fencing. If our haircut gets long enough, they would literally cut our hair in school. Very terrible job too, so we'd be publicly humiliated. That sucks. I think that would be illegal here. I would hope. Though to be fair, like a lot of things are like illegal here, but people don't enforce it. I remember one time my school had like a bomb threat, and they had to do like metal detector checks on us, and my friends like forks and knives. Like she brought like little forks and knives because like her family was Asian, and they made her like bento boxes and stuff like that, and they gave her these little like forks, like really tiny, like not even pointy or sharp forks and knives, like the little tiny ones that fit inside bento boxes, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And they like confiscated them from her, and she never got them back. Like even to this day, she does not have those forks and knives. Like she talked to them and was like, "Hey, can I get them back?" And they were like, "No, like these are classified as like weapons." It was like, oh well, that's fun, I guess. I want to kiss you. What? You're crazy. You're crazy. My model's glitching out today. I'm sorry. You came at a weird time. But the fact that, like, they made you cut your hair is insane. I think it's just so strange to me that, like, my school, like, I guess, like, on the outside, they were like, we're the coolest, we're the best, we're so safe. When we got a bomb threat, we had metal detectors, we're super safe and secure and healthy. And then it's like there's a literal criminal in our walls and you're fine with this? Super weird. Not the fork and knife being treated like weapons. Yeah. I mean, if you want to, like, I'd be happy to have some. But that was so sudden. You said hi and immediately went into that. You got me a little flustered. How did your friend eat their bento? Luckily they had like plastic spoons and forks in the lunchroom, but like she still hasn't gotten them back. I mean, you know, we all graduated, so it's not like she could go back and be like, "Hey, I'm a graduate. You have my forks and knives." They probably threw them out by now. It's common in Asian countries. Yeah, I've heard many a story from my family. But, you know, my high school was like horrible. I made some really lovely friends, but I also went through some really weird moments in my life. Like, it was strange, you know? It was a strange experience, like, looking back on it now. Like, I left, like, high school long ago, but it was definitely a weird experience, just being there and having the principal literally be corrupt and cover up literal crime. Like, literal illegal crime. It was definitely something, for sure. I'm glad it's over, but at the same time, I'm glad it happened to me, you know? It was a learning experience for sure. Opened my eyes up to the cruel ways of the world. And then again, like, I don't blame them for the whole metal detector thing. Like, the United States is really bad with, like, you know, gun violence and, like, stuff like that. So the second we had, like, a bombing threat or, like, some kid, like, threatened to, like, shoot the school up or something like that, like, I think it was good that they did that. Like, the metal detectors and stuff. I think that was, like, a good thing to do. Especially since, like, our country has to deal with all that kind of stuff. It's really sad. It's a sad reality, but, you know. It's like, I guess, good life experience, you know? Teaches you about the world. Like, it's sad that, like, kids in the United States have to literally go through drills for that kind of thing, you know? It's really depressing. I remember one time in my, I think it was in my elementary school. I remember this one moment where some, like, it only happened once. I mean, it shouldn't have happened in the first place, but some guy with, like, a knife walked into our school, and I don't know how that happened. Like, what was security doing? Like, this was elementary school. Like, kids didn't even know the concept of puberty or simple addition. Like, we were all little babies, and, like, I remember, like, not really understanding, like, how serious that was. Like, we were all really calm because we were all kids and we didn't understand that kind of thing. Like, it's scary. Like, that shouldn't have happened to anyone. Like, I didn't see the guy. I didn't see the guy with the knife. I don't think anyone in my class saw the guy with the knife. And he got arrested, and I have no idea what happened. But we were all so young, and, like, we didn't really understand kids and younger people. Like, they have to deal with this kind of stuff on a daily basis, you know? It's just like, you know... What can you do? It's sad, but... There's really nothing that, like, I personally can do besides talk about it, you know? Like, I can say it's bad and that people need to do something as much as I want, but it's like... What then, you know? And, like, people sign petitions and stuff, but, like, you know, it's a lot more complicated than that. Yeah, no, like... The world is a scary place, but there's a lot of good things to make up for it too, I guess. And I'm very grateful to be, like, alive, you know? Like, I'm grateful to be alive and go through a lot of really, like, bad things like that and still be, like, here and having a good time. Like, I can't be any more happy. Like, I get to chill out like this and play my guitar and talk to people that care about me. I have friends and family that care about me and stuff like that. Like, there are probably a lot of kids that don't have to deal with that. Like, they have to, like... There are probably kids out there that would, like... And they're, like, they'd be like, never in my wildest dreams could I even get a guitar or afford one, you know? Like, I think I'm very lucky that I am alive and well and healthy. And I'm surrounded by lovely, lovely people. Get to play my guitar and have fun, you know? I've been through a lot, but it made me a stronger person. I don't know if it made me a better person, but I definitely think it made me a stronger person. I've been through a lot. It's awesome that you didn't get too like, I think there was definitely, like, mental damage dealing with so much crap when you're young. Like, when you go through a lot, like, when you're young, you grow up really fast. Like, as a kid, you have to deal with so many, like, traumatic experiences that, like, you grow up fast. I guess maybe that's why that, like, I don't really get, like, afraid of things often. Like, I deal with horror really well. I guess it's because, like, I've dealt with really horrible things in real life. Like, there's a lot I'm keeping out of the story, like, out of respect for other people and, like, just personal reasons that, like, I obviously can't share publicly. But, like, I've probably been through, like, more than I should have gone through at someone my age. And, like, even people my age that I'm friends with, like, could probably say the same. Not about themselves, really, but maybe, like, about me. Like, I probably had, like, the worst end of the stick when it comes to, like, traumatic experiences like that. But, like, I think it did make me a stronger person. And I don't know if it's good or a bad thing that I grew up quick. Maybe sometimes I wish I had a more fun childhood, I guess. Like, it would have been nice to, like, you know, not have to worry about... Like, when you're in high school, you just want to, like, think about prom and, like, your high school crushes and, like, all that kind of stuff. And, like, worry about your grades like a normal high schooler should. I shouldn't be worrying about, like, literal criminals and, like, other things like that. My corrupt high school. And, like, I think middle school is probably the time where I really felt like I got to be a kid. And even then, I felt like it was way too late. Like, I wasn't really allowed to enjoy, like, really childish things at that point because everyone's growing up and going through puberty. Like, in elementary school, it was very, like, your grades have to be good. I mean, not my parents. My parents didn't really care that much about that kind of stuff. But, like, the school was very, like, you're in the smart kids class, so you have to be smart. And then, like, that whole, like, guy with the knife thing happened. And, like, again, as a kid, you didn't really understand that or, like, process it properly, but, you know. But, yeah, I think it's, like, obviously, I probably went through a lot. And I think I still am recovering from a lot of things that happened recently or, like, in my past and stuff like that. But I don't think I'm an unhappy person. I wouldn't call myself an unhappy person. Like, I definitely have moments where I feel like I don't feel good. Like, I think that it's human to not feel good. Like, you can't feel good forever. I remember when I was younger, like, a lot younger, I would, like, every time I got sad, I would tell myself I'm not allowed to be sad because, you know, I have to be strong. Like, a lot of people are relying on me. Like, without giving out too much information, I guess I was kind of, like, I wouldn't say I was, like, a leader, but a lot of people, like, a lot of my friends relied on me. A lot of, like, some of my friends were literally too afraid to, like, buy bread at, like, the deli, and they would make me do it and stuff like that. So I never really cried. Even as a little kid, I didn't really cry. Like, I always tried not to be, like... In my head, I was like, if I cry, I'm weak, and that's cringe, you know? And I guess I still kind of have that mindset. I'm not really that vulnerable with people, even people that I'm really close with. So most of the time, I end up just kind of suffering alone. But, like, nowadays, I'm trying to, like, open up to people and, like, talk to friends. And, like, even now, I still go through things, and, like, I obviously still have moments where I get, like, sad or upset and stuff like that. Like, it happens, but, you know, I wouldn't say I'm an unhappy person, and I'm really grateful for the life that I have now. Like, I get to be here, I get to stream, I get to, like, I have wonderful friends. Like, not just, like, my real life friends or people outside of streaming, but, like, Bondian as well. Like, I'm just so grateful for, like, all of the things that I get to do now. Like, there are probably literally kids that, like, live on my block that would probably, like, kill for a guitar in a life like mine, you know? Exactly, everyone's allowed to be sad. Like, I feel like if I could go back to my past self and tell myself, like, hey, like, you can cry. Like, you're allowed to cry, you're allowed to be upset. You don't have to, like, put up this front, you know? Where you have to be perfect all the time. Like, I'm still kind of getting over that. I'm a bit of, like, a perfectionist. If I can't do something right the first time, I get really upset with myself. But, like, I'm getting better with it. Like, obviously, I can't be an expert at everything. And sometimes, like, when things don't go my way, I beat myself up. Like, if I lose a job opportunity, I'm like, oh, why didn't I get it? Why didn't I, like, it's my fault because I submitted it a second too late. But it was literally just chance. Or, like, my work was good, but it was just, like, coincidence that I didn't get it. Or, like, maybe I was missing something that I needed to practice on more, you know? I have very much high respect for people who have to sacrifice themselves for others. I think I'm kind of past that point now. I feel like I kind of, like, spread myself too thin for people that didn't really care about me. I think this is more of a recent development. When I was younger, I I wanted to help people because I wanted to help them. And they were people that actually cared about me, you know? Like my friends who I had this one friend, the one who was too afraid to buy bread at the deli. I'm literally going to meet with them tomorrow. Like, we're still friends even after all these years, after middle school and high school and all that. Like, we're still friends, and I'm gonna go hang out with them tomorrow. Like, people like that, I would willingly, like, do things for. Like, I would willingly, like, take a bullet for them, you know? Like, people that care about me. But in more recent news, I guess, like, definitely way recent, maybe like within like the last like 2-3 years or so, I had to deal with a lot of people that didn't really care about me as a person or as a friend. Even though I thought I was like being a wonderful person to them, they didn't treat me with the same respect, and I had to deal with like cutting them out of my life and stuff like that. And like I wouldn't say I'm underappreciated at all, but I had to deal with that kind of stuff recently. Like I had friends that I would be really nice to and do really good things for. And like I guess they didn't really have that sort of same respect for me. The bread friend, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with them tomorrow. And we're gonna go get lunch together. Like those type of friendships I know will last forever, you know? It wasn't like me just doing everything for my friends and like they didn't give anything in return, you know? Like, we're still friends to this day. We're still hanging out even after all these years. And I think that's a great thing. Like, I think that type... Oh, my cats are hungry. But that kind of stuff is always, like... It's always nice to have a friend like that. Like, long-time friend. Like, I think over time, I think I lost a lot of contact with my childhood friends. Not because, like, I didn't like them, but just because we, like, spread apart, we went our different ways. But lifelong friends like that, like, I'll cherish for the rest of my life, you know? Even if we don't talk that often anymore, because, you know, we're adults now, we've got work, we've got school, like, we've got things to do. Cat, yes, they're meowing, they're eating right now, they're having dinner. And stuff like that. I think, like, sometimes, as a person, you just need to sit by yourself and think about your relationships with other people. Like, no one's perfect. Maybe you've also hurt people in the past. Like, I think everyone's probably hurt someone in the past. But you have to, like, think to yourself, like, how to make yourself a better person, you know? Like, how to be a better friend. Like, there's no such thing as a perfect person. So, and you can always strive for perfection, I guess, but sometimes you gotta sit by yourself and think, like, how can I be a better friend? How could I be a better partner? How could I be this, that, or the other, you know? Like, obviously, I'm not saying, like, spend money on your friends and get them gifts all the time. That makes you a good friend. I don't mean it like that, but, you know, no matter who you are, whether, like, you're kind of shy, you're more extroverted, I think it's good to just sit down and think and be like, like, what, maybe I can do something for my friends to make them smile today, you know? Like, I by no means would call myself a positive person. Sometimes I get really negative. Sometimes I say things that probably hurt other people or just really realistic. Like, I don't think I'm really good at giving, like, really good advice when someone's, like, struggling. Like, when they're going through something, I get really blunt. Like, I had this one friend that was, like, dealing with, like, abusive family. And I was, like, without hesitation, I was, like, cut them off. And then they got really upset about it. And, like, obviously that was my fault for being, like, way too blunt. Like, I could have definitely comforted my friend a little bit more. But, like, I feel like everything I say, just, like, I try to take it from a good place. And I try to learn from those experiences. Like, I try to be less blunt. But at the same time, I don't want to spread myself too thin for people that don't care about me or don't respect me as a friend or as a person. I've had that happen to me way too many times recently than I can count. But right now, I feel like... don't laugh. Like, in the moment, I was like, this is the best response I can give. I don't know how else to comfort this person other than to tell them the most honest advice I can give them. And, like, I was right, and at the end of the day, she did cut off, like, her abusive family members and is much happier now. But, like, that wasn't the right thing to say at the right time, you know? But like, I'm still learning and growing as a person. I've definitely made mistakes and probably said things like that probably hurt other people. But then again, it's a good balance of, trying to be a good friend, try not to be rude, but at the same time, don't like just be a yes man and spread yourself thin for people that won't like talk to you or won't give you the time of day. I had this one, I'll say friend in like really big air quotes. I wouldn't say I'm friends with this person, but they would like accuse me of things that I didn't do and be like, you did this and that, and like I hate you for it and I won't forgive you, blah blah blah. And it's like, you've never apologized to me for it, but it's like, why would I need to apologize if it's not something that I did? And they would like accuse me of a bunch of shit and then would like talk to my friend, like my real life friends, and like message them and be like, hey, can you talk to Haru? And they tell him that like I hate his guts or something. And it's like, you don't have to go through all that. And then suddenly, right, when I started a streaming career, I didn't start as Haru. Like I'm Haru for Bond EN, I'm Haru because Bond EN. But prior to this, I was somebody else, and I would say that career was like doing well. Like I wasn't full-time streamer like I am now, but I streamed like at my own pace and I was doing really well. And this person also started streaming, and they suddenly like changed up their attitude, and they would be really really nice to me, and they'd be like, oh, like, who did you commission for your like streams, blah blah blah, like how do you make your streams like stand out, like how do you get people to come to your streams, like how do you get people to chat. Like they suddenly started acting really friendly with me despite the fact that they would ignore me for like months on end, and when they do talk to me they say that they hate me or something. And then suddenly, when I like do well in streaming, they were like, "Oh, like I'm gonna do this," and like, can you give me some stream ideas? And it's like, now you're being friendly. Like, those type of people I hate the most. I think that like pretend to be your friends, and then once it's like inconvenient for them, they're like, "Oh, well, don't like you anymore." Yeah, that's literally way too obvious. Like, and then sometimes they would like show up in my streams, and I assumed they were being really friendly with me, like on my streams, so I could like raid them or something, and then have like my followers follow them, and then they could grow their numbers. Like they were trying to be friends with me again for like clout and numbers, and it's like, the people that I stream with, that I raid, are my friends because I like them and I like their company. You just want me to like raid you for numbers. Yeah, exactly. They're not friends. And it's like, those type of people are the worst. Like, luckily, I started ignoring them because I was like, they literally only care about my numbers. Like, they don't care for me as a person. They accuse me of things I didn't do and stuff like that. They do all that work. And then suddenly, when I'm like streaming and I'm doing well streaming, and they're struggling on their streams, they suddenly are friends with me because they want me to like increase their like view count or their sub count or their followers, stuff like that. And I think people like that only care about numbers should not be streamers. Like, you will have days where you'll literally have 2 viewers. Like, my Twitch streams right now, they have like 2 viewers. I don't care. I'm playing a game and I'm having fun. Like, maybe sometimes I get a little stressed out, like, oh, maybe like my content isn't good enough, but it's like, if you think that, then work on your content, work on talking to people, work on your communication skills, work on playing a game and talking to people at the same time. It's stuff like that, You can't just like mooch off of people and pretend to be their friend for their numbers. Plastic. Yeah, literally. Plastic has other connotation, like fake chest woman. That's kind of funny. But yeah, like, I ignored this person. Like, sometimes they still message me. Like, they know I stream like 14 and stuff. And my 14 streams like tend to do like okay. I get lots of like new friends and like new chatters and stuff like that when I play 14. And they would like message me about 14, like, oh, I started playing 14, do you ever want to play together on stream? And it's like, no. You're only friends with me because I stream. That's really weird. That's really, really weird. Like, you've ignored me for months, and prior to this, you called me out for something that I didn't do, and like, said you basically hated my guts, and then suddenly you're like buddy buddy with me because I'm streaming? Nah, stop that. That sucks. Like, that kind of thing sucks. Like, fake friends like that, just ignore them. Or just tell them off, honestly, and be like, hey, stop. Like, that's horrible. Yeah, but just be, like, mindful, you know? Because I had a friend who also knew this person. And, like, was basically getting, like, used by them. Like, they would be like, oh, can you make me stuff for my stream? Like, can you make art for my stream? And my friend made art for this person's stream. And then this person was like, okay, I'll pay you back later, and then never paid them back. And was like, well, you're my friend, right? I don't have to pay, right? And it's like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, this kind of person is just, like, overall bad. And then my friend is really, like, non-confrontational, and I was like, listen, like, they should have paid you. They promised they would, and they didn't. And they're clearly just using you for your art. Like, I honestly wouldn't stick around. Like, they also do the same thing with you, where they ignore you except for when they want something from you. And they're like, you know what, you're right, I should just stop talking to this person. And so they did. And then suddenly this person realized, was like, oh, like, Haru and his friend are both ignoring me now. Now I don't have any way to, like, increase my stream numbers. And they started freaking out, and they started calling all of our friends, being like, why are they ignoring me? Why are they ignoring me? It was really, really uncomfortable. Like, really uncomfortable. I hope this bit one day get through redemption arcs, but yeah, they've been this way for years, and apparently they're still doing the same thing. Where they're, like, kind of mooching off of, like, other people and only being friends with them for, like, clout. It's really horrible. Like, I understand the need to be successful, but you also need to work on yourself. Like, you aren't just gonna get carried there. You can get rated, you can get rated all you want, you can get shouted out all you want, but if you're not working to, like, retain that, like, you're really not cut out for it, you know? Like, you could have the best goated PC in the world. You could be cracked at games, but if you're, like, just not a good streamer or, like, a good content creator, no one's gonna stick around, you know? And, like, obviously I'm not a perfect streamer now, and I never will be. But I didn't start out like this, you know? I had things I didn't know, and I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to talk to chat. And, you know, if people didn't show up, you just have to keep talking. It's a skill. Cute. Why are they ignoring me? Hey, what do you think? Literally, like, it's just like that. Like, even if, right, I was on good terms with this person, and I didn't realize they were using me, I could have shouted them out, I could have rated them, I could have done all that. But if, like, there's a reason why they're not doing well, and it's because people aren't, like, interested in you if all you care about is, like, numbers. Like, I try to remember, like, all of my viewers' names and stuff. Like, I try to remember the things that they tell me. Like, your viewers are the reason why you get to stream. They're important. Like, they're your life... Not your lifeblood, I guess. I mean, as a full-time streamer, I guess they're your lifeblood. Like, I stream all the time. I stream, like, every day, basically. Because it's, like, my job, you know? I stream for money, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be sitting here being like, hey guys, can you give me money? Can you guys donate to me? Can you guys gift 20 subs? I'm not gonna be like that, you know? I'm gonna talk to people. Like, this, like, I'm not trying to come off as, like, pretentious and be like, well, I'm not like the other streamers. I actually care about my viewers. Like, I think a majority of streamers care about their viewers. I think at, like, 90% maybe. You know? There's so many streamers out there, and I think most of them care about their viewers as well. I had that kind of friend before, but it was with grades. It was later on I realized that the fact that they were so pushy to ask me for answers, but when I did worse with school because of my mental health, they quit being friendly to me. See, like, some people don't like confrontation. Some people don't like dealing with that kind of thing, so they just end up getting, like, stepped all over, you know? Like, people just let people, like, step all over them. I hope you were able to, like, get out of that. Because that kind of stinks. Like, they're just using you for, like, test answers, and the second you're, like, struggling with grades, they're not friends with you anymore. The kind of people, yeah, it's sickening, genuinely. It sucks. But like, hopefully in a situation like that, you got out of it. But yeah, it's just like, it's rough. I had such friends like that. Yeah, I feel like it's like a universal experience. Like, why can't you just be a good person for once? like, I definitely have streamer friends that do better than me, but I'm not gonna go begging to them for clout. Like, I'm not gonna be like that. I think it's good to network. I think it's good to make lots of friends and people that you can grow with. I think that kind of thing is good. But let's not, like, use each other, you know? I see it happen a lot, where people, like, use each other, whether it's, like, streaming, like, for clout, or, like, grades, tests, stuff like that. It happens a lot, and it's like, people want to be successful, but they shouldn't be successful at the cost of others. Work on it yourself. Work on it your damn self, you know? It's rough out there. Also, I didn't mean to stream this long today. Let me unplug this. Let's get that out. Let's unplug the guitar. We should probably, like, pack up for now. Tomorrow, I've got Persona, I think. Because I canceled over... Yeah, tomorrow's Persona. On Friday, we're gonna be on Twitch. We're gonna be playing Final Fantasy 14. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do all that. And... yeah, I think for now, we did some good practice, learned some chords, went through a lot. Let me turn up the BGM now that we're kind of closing up shop. I didn't feel constricted at the time because I really did think he was my friend, and it was after I talked with somebody that I realized, oh, I was just being used. Yeah, sometimes it takes a bit to notice. Also, thank you guys for coming. I'm having such a great time learning guitar. Maybe I should have more little, like, guitar sessions like this. You guys always have interesting things to say. Lena Nux and their long Gorilla streams. See, the thing with me is that it's not just Gorilla. Like, I would play a game, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna play Persona for 2 hours, and then I end up playing for, like, 5. Though I guess it's good, because, like, Bond is like, make sure you're streaming, like, X hours a week, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little worried I won't meet that, but I'll try, and then I easily do. Like, it happens a lot. Though, for the next, like, from the 8th onwards, I'm gonna be away. But, like, they said it's fine, you know? I'm gonna be away, and I'm gonna have some collab streams with some non-Bond VTubers as well. I think that's gonna be really fun. And maybe you'll get introduced to some non-Bond VTubers as well. So that's exciting. I'm gonna be so ready to, like, do some of the collabs. It's good that you're enjoying. Yeah, I love, like, I'm enjoying the games that I'm playing on stream for sure. Like, I honestly, like, I canceled Overwatch not because I hate the game or anything. I just felt like this would have, like, personally just feels better for me now than Overwatch. Maybe next week I'll play not next week, but, like, when I get back, the next week I stream, I'll probably play some Overwatch to make up for it, because I'm just really enjoying, like, learning guitar. But yeah, I'm gonna have some, like, off collabs in Canada, which are gonna be fun. So you guys can look out for that. It won't be on my channel, because, you know, I wish I could carry my PC with me, but I can't do that. But yeah, I'm gonna have that stuff coming up. I'm gonna have... I'm gonna plan out some streams while I'm away, just so, like, we're prepared for the week I get back. So that's gonna be fun. What else? What else do I have? I don't really have anything else planned, just those collabs, because I can't bring my computer with me. I'm bringing my guitar with me, but I wish I could stream that. That would be so fun. But that won't be happening for a bit. Maybe next stream, like next guitar stream, I'll have you guys, like, tell me stories or, like, confessions and stuff like that. I really liked Sugar's confession stream, if anyone was there for that. Maybe I could have something like that. Or maybe, like, an advice corner. Thanks for coming, guys. Like, this is just like yesterday where I was like, okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of Darkest Dungeon, and then I ended up playing Darkest Dungeon like all night. Alright. But for now, I will go rest. My guitar needs rest too. My hands are all sweaty. My guitar's probably covered in like my hand sweat. I'll give her a good wipe later. Yeah, thank you for coming. I don't really have any other announcements. Oh yeah, the Christmas voice pack. I brought this up earlier. It's still there. It's gonna be there until the 31st. Don't buy it. Not even reverse psychology, but like, don't buy it. I'm not a great voice actor. I hope it was okay though for the people that did buy it. But, you know, don't buy it. You can literally hear my cats in the back of it. It's kind of funny. Like, I gave in my audio to Bond, and they were like, oh, we're gonna edit it for you. And I was like, okay, great, thanks. And I guess they struggled to edit out, like, my cats in the background, so you could probably hear them. You can probably hear them. Oh, you already bought it? Oh, no. Yeah, but, like, if you listen closely, you'll probably hear my cats in the background. If you're gonna get it from my cats. Get it from my cats and not from me. Alright, those are all the post-stream announcements. I had fun today. Look forward to the Garfield movie. I'm not promoted, but look forward to that. Big movies coming up. Alright. Adios.